Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese Game of the Year 2017, Day 1. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Mark Augustiniak.
Hey.
Matt Zellner.
Hello.
Ben Barris.
What's up?
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Today is Day 1 of our Game of the Year voting.
We're all still alive
So far.
We'll
find out what happens at the end of this.
Yeah, let's get to
Like
the
I
first
said, glass
category
bottle.
here.
Glass
True.
bottle.
So it kind of worked out nicely for us this year. We have 5 categories each day that we will be voting on and announcing a winner. We'll have some surprises in there. We'll have some tears. We'll have some joy. Maybe a little bit of anger. I don't know. I'm not positive. Only the future can tell. We haven't been there yet. Or I mean, we have, but like not right now. We're not there just yet. Like another body and another
Well,
place.
to the listener, it's just now, but by the time you listen to it, we've been there.
Well, technically, we've already been there because time is just always,
Yeah.
you know?
It's
I am
continuous.
you and you are me. And that's
It was me all along, Barry.
the way it's always going to be. Speaking of which, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, all of these days can and will include spoilers up to, but not limited to, video games from the year 2017. We might also spoil the end of Die Hard. Hans Gruber falls off that fucking building. Look
God
at that.
damn it!
I just
was
spoiled
gonna
it.
watch it for Christmas.
What?
Sorry. I know. Dude's dead.
God damn it.
I know.
The fuck?
I'm gonna spoil the end of Death Stranding.
This is a game
We
of
have
the
the
year.
exclusive.
We said 2017.
We also made the same exact joke about Death Stranding last year.
It's going to be a thing until it comes out in 2024.
I know. When we're all still... Hey,
So wait, the spoiler thing, and if there's spoiler stuff I don't want to hear, can I just...
here's where I'm at with it. If you have not played a video game in 2017, know that we may talk about that video game right now. There may be spoilers. Now, we're never going to go out of our way. Like, I'm looking through our list. Like, when we start talking about some of these categories, I'm not going to go... if we're talking about best score or soundtrack, right, which we're going to vote on that later this week. But if we're talking about that and we're going to talk about, I don't know, Doki Doki Literature Club for having a great score, I might not necessarily in the score conversation say, well, here's how that game ends.
Okay.
But if we're talking about best story, if we're talking about, you know...
But I mean, there could be a song that happens at a specific part that you
Right.
might like.
So be aware.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like for myself, because I'm looking right now for best whatever story. I'm probably not going to be in that discussion at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you... Yeah.
So can I just go run upstairs and, beat off? Whatever?
Yeah, that's what that's it. So day 1, I think we've established all that, right? We feel good on that. The way we kind of do this is we're going to read out our categories. We are going to read out said nominees, or the nominees for said categories. Mm-hmm. And then basically we're going to pare down our list. So we might have a list of 12 different games that fall under this category that we've kind of added over the last few weeks amongst ourselves. We're going to start saying, I don't think this belongs here. I don't think this belongs here either. We might add some things we didn't even think of until just now. But ultimately, we will declare a winner for each category as well as 2 runners-up. You guys want to announce categories for today? Sure. Day 1 of our Game of the Year 2017. Our categories are I'll Play It Next Year. That's the game that we just did not get to this year. That, damn it, I wish I would have played it, but time just didn't happen. Best Mobile Game. You may remember that from last year as Best Toilet Game, but makes more sense to be Best Mobile Game, I think. We're maturing a little bit, Matt. Best Style. Biggest Disappointment. And Please Don't Suck, which that's the award for the game that has a lot of potential to kind of reset some things. So if you think back to last year, we talked a lot about Resident Evil 7. We talked a lot about the Nintendo Switch as a thing. You know, it's these things where
Just something that seems like has a lot of potential.
Right, and a lot is riding on it too.
Yeah.
So we have some nominees for that category. But with that, I say we jump into our first category here. I'll Play It Next Year. This is just that game that got away from us, that we all collectively kind of feel like, damn it, I wish I would have played that. I wish I could have played that. Why is Hans Gruber dead? So, our nominees
Spoilers.
for I'll Play It Next Year are Resident Evil 7.
Biohazard.
Yes. Neo. Ruiner. Little Nightmares. The Evil Within 2. Assassin's Creed Origins. Absolver. Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Hollow Knight. So off the bat, anything on this list that you're looking at and you're like, why is this on the list? Let's get it off.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, if I check the changes of who added this, looks like Matt, you're the idiot that put.
Wow.
All right, come on.
What? We got to start strong.
I'm
Spoilers.
I'm genuinely
Snicked.
curious why.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I have been looking forward to this game for quite a while.
Sure.
I enjoyed the first Battlefront. It was very pretty. All the sound effects, all that stuff. It was. I did like it. It kind of was bland after so many hours of playing it. This had a great hook going into it. All the free content, the maps were going to keep getting added, new heroes based on the movies, all that stuff. I literally had money in my bank account set aside to pay $60 for this game. And it was ready to go until 2 weeks before the release of this game when everything hit, when shit hit the fan. The reason why it's on this list, in its current state, I will not buy this game. I will not support EA and what they are doing. However, if the changes they make, or they make good changes and they stick to them, and like no other shady business comes into it, like, you know, by the time I would say after Christmas, when like the bulk of the sales are done, and that's when EA is going to do whatever they're going to do. When that is done, and the game is in a good place, and the microtransactions aren't as shady, I'm going to play this game.
Okay.
Now, is this implying that they are going to go in that
That's
direction,
what I
or
was
is this
gonna
That
a big what
you
if?
see, it's a big what if.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like in its current state,
Yeah.
even like, you know, I know they pulled back the microtransactions, but you know they say they're delaying that. That's not permanent. So in its current state, no. But when they release the changes, or when the microtransactions come back, and depending on the state of that game and the progression systems and stuff like that, I might be buying this game.
Okay.
And I might be, you know, and it's one of those things, like, there was only the progression system that kept me from
Sure.
playing it. Like, the game looks great. I love everything DICE does with their games. This one, it just seems to have a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more effort, a little bit more content. That's why this is on this list. And I totally get everyone here is probably pissed off at me. That this
No,
is
no,
on
no,
I'm
the
not
list,
pissed
but-
off. I was just curious. That was a curveball.
I
I wasn't
will-
expecting that.
I will leave it on the list for now. My reason for wanting to take it off is that it's a hypothetical thing.
Correct. I
Right,
agree with that,
so,
yeah. Actually, I
um,
mean, on that alone, because, I mean, there's definitely other things on this list I'd rather play. But I think everyone kind of writes off that EA, like, I get it. Like, no one trusts that company at this moment. Like, I get it. But, you
Well,
know,
it's been years and years of just like one thing after another where like they've had a lot of ups and downs.
yeah.
They were voted worst company. I mean, I know that's just a stupid thing, but like they've done things to piss people off a lot in the past. It's not like this is just like, well, this is 2017's mistake by EA.
Mine's
Yeah.
not even like a burn. I just never cared.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
that-
just a
yeah.
company I was just never really that invested in to begin with.
But even
so it's
separate
like-
from that, like this, I don't know. For me, this game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, just
but-
coming from Battlefront 1 and then playing Battlefield 1 last year, and that was actually free choose a multiplayer game, or multiplayer game of the year. Like, you know, DICE does great things with their games, and it's a shame that what DICE did, is being overshadowed by the politics at EA.
Yeah.
That's all.
True.
I agree.
Okay.
What is Absolver?
This is Devolver's fighting game in a sense. It really takes combat to a very, very deep level. You can develop your own martial arts style, basically. It's not like a fighting game in a traditional sense, where it's just like you're on a 2D plane or like Tekken based, whatever. You're running around a map like, hate to make this comparison, but like a From Software game. Where, and I say this specifically because there are parts where you can rest, and that does reset AI enemies coming back after you. So it's very similar to that, but like you get these different, like you basically make like a deck.
Yeah.
And for each type of like stance that you have different attacks that you can chain together. So it's a very like tactical fighting game in a sense. So like the way you're defending, the way you're attacking, the type of fighter your character is, and the stamina. But you have to keep track of like all of that going on. And sometimes you're fighting multiple people at once, like 3 or more sometimes.
I'm looking at it
like,
right now.
It actually looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really fucking cool.
Like it's kind of slow paced, but there's a lot involved going on, and I think it's the most like.
It looks really deep.
Yeah,
it is. And
It
like,
is.
I'm impressed by it. I wish it could go just a little faster in some places of it, but like just watching it and trying to and it has co-op, so you want a buddy or whatever, just get together. And
there's a 3 versus 3 update.
just double dragging it up maybe.
All right, I'm not gonna take it off the list.
I just never heard of it
Cool.
before.
And of course they added a hotline-esque mask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so-
Devolver. Devolver touched it.
Little Nightmares. Let's talk about that.
I like this game. I've always liked it from afar. I can't
Yeah.
say it's the biggest one on my list.
No,
but it's definitely a game that I do want to play.
But it's
Same here.
also one where I saw it several times and I went, I need to get to that, and I kept going.
It's like a snack between like the bigger games.
And I heard, a couple people played it and enjoyed it, but it's not one of those ones where I was like,
It's also not often you get like a creepy-esque like platformer.
right.
I don't know
See,
how to
I'm
describe
kind of
it.
on the other page. I'm really looking forward to playing that, but I'm playing it next year because that's
Yeah.
another game Faith wants to play with me.
Yeah.
So
Like I'm not sure when I would play it, but I think
Yeah.
next year might be a good chance to.
I haven't played it strictly because I'm playing it. It's like one of the
Mhm.
few things she wants to play with me. So
And it's affordable.
Fuck. I'm just trying to cut.
you can take it off the. I'm not saying to keep it on the list. I'm saying
Yeah.
it's cool because
No,
I'm just
we're
on the
just
other
we're making
page.
valid arguments for all these, which
Yeah.
is good. I added Hollow Knight. I did not finish Hollow Knight. I started it. I got a few hours in. I really liked that game.
Mm.
I really want to play that game on Switch.
Okay.
I think that. I don't know. We talked a little bit on our regular podcast about like your aversion to playing Cuphead a little bit, just
Mhm.
because of like, okay, I got to sit down at my computer and do this. And with Hollow Knight, it's very much that where like I'm playing with a DualShock 4, but I'm on my 5-year-old computer, sitting in my office at the desk, and it's just not the same experience.
So it's a
And-
game that has you
Oh,
itching
true.
to come back to it.
I really love that world. It's like a weird Tim Burton
Mhm.
thing, and it's a Metroidvania. The combat feels good. I really like so much about that game, the music, everything. But
Okay.
I want to play it on a console, and I was really hoping for the Switch version to come out this year, but they announced like late last month that it slipped to 2018.
Okay.
They're a 3-man team, so it makes sense. But I don't know.
It looks cool. I'm not sure if I'll ever play it, but I respect it.
I'm in the same page. Like I think it looks cool, but I probably won't ever play it. If I ever do play it, it'll probably be here. Just
All right,
checking it
I'm gonna
out.
cut it. I want to leave Absolver on the list after you told me about that. Like I want to play that right fucking now.
It looks
Yeah,
really
that,
cool.
that combat system, that's like what
Yeah.
intrigues me to that
Yeah.
game. Because
It's-
like I kind of get that feel that, and I could be totally wrong, and I think Mark, you know more about this game than I do, but I get that that For Honor feel to it, but like a
remember
lot
that.
The
deeper.
controls are way more complex.
Yeah, but yeah,
and
like,
like
a lot
not
deeper.
necessarily in a fun way.
All right.
A lot of shoulder button action going on between defending and attacking.
All right.
But yeah, it's still good though. Pays off.
Assassin's Creed Origins. We got that on the list.
I could give 2 shits about that game.
I
I-
could too. I heard this was a good return to form. It takes the series in a new
Yeah.
place, but
I probably won't ever
feel
touch
like
it.
it's a little too late.
That's what I was about to say.
And just Egypt's not intriguing to me.
yeah.
Same.
I know they added stuff where you can like fight creatures that are like unnatural, but
I think too, and I know this will come up later on one of these days, but Zelda did some things with open world games that kind of changed how I look at open world games a bit. And if this kind of falls into the same tropes that old Assassin's Creed games do, I don't know that I'm very interested in that. So
Yeah. Last one I played was 2, and that'll probably be the last one I played.
Yeah.
Like for
I don't know.
Forever.
They do something interesting. I think like Syndicate looked like the setting and the themes to that look
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I wanted
Um,
to try Black Flag.
Yeah, and like Black
But
Flag, like
that's about
They
it.
all seem cool.
I'm still bitter about Desmond.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't blame you there.
Couple more we haven't talked about. Ruiner.
Okay, so I've been struggling between this and Absolver, and I think Ruiner might be more higher on my list than Absolver. Just because I need that hotline fix. It's another Devolver game. It's that high tense action. It just looks fucking pretty.
I really like it. I had to refund it on Steam because it's only on PC, and when I ran it ran
That's
at
what I'm
like,
afraid of. I can't run any of this on my computer.
I put it on low settings and it was still just very framey.
But I'm not sure what controls are better for it, mouse and keyboard or a controller.
I like controller better.
I was running controller
Because like the whole like
it.
teleporting part is like apparently more accurate with a mouse.
It is, but like the rest of the combat where you're like swinging, it felt more natural to pull the trigger than it did to click a mouse
But
button
I feel
for
like
some
people
reason.
I can see an argument for Hotline as well, which I've played on both versions.
What do you like better?
I like mouse and keyboard for Hotline.
You might like this better with mouse and keyboard.
See,
but either way,
I'm willing to try it though. I mean, I can do both with the controller. So.
I really liked this game for the few minutes that I was able to play it, and from everything I've seen from it, I couldn't run it. I was waiting to see if it would hit a sale at some point on PS4, and I think it did, but I was also
It was
like
a couple bucks.
Yeah,
I don't think it was much.
I love that dystopian cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's one of my
it's
favorites.
the setting's
really
really
cool.
cool. The
Looks
story
really
seems
cool.
really
I'm looking
dope.
at
The fucking music is great. It just
Story seems
I just wish
dumb in a good way. Like
I wish
the
I made
boss,
time for that.
kill the boss.
so that's higher than Absolver for you,
Just
yeah.
put it on my wish list.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
Neo,
That's one for me.
That's
Bloodborne with Samurai.
if I didn't play Bloodborne this year, I would have played Neo this
I'm
year.
playing Bloodborne next year.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, I'm playing Mega Man.
yeah,
Which
Mega Man
one?
Pact.
Yeah. Did you see that in the chat?
No.
He's
So,
playing Bloodborne
So
next
I'm the
year.
only one here who hasn't really played Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling you all get when it's just like, what the fuck? Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear people not play Mega Man X, I'm like, dude, you're really missing out. It's like the Super
Yeah.
Metroid of Mega
Yeah, I've
Man. It's
never
like, you
played-
gotta,
All right.
like,
I've never played. Like I played 1, 2.
these are both
and
necessary
9 and 10
games.
and
So-
3.
But Neo,
I'm playing.
I'm
Neo.
happy you guys made that.
I
path.
played the beta of Neo. I
Yeah.
love the combat in that game. That is the most in-depth combat I've seen out of these type of games.
Was
Because you have 3 stances.
were you? Maybe I'm just dumb. I know I am, but like, was it confusing as fuck? Like even while like I went through the training part and then
I think the tutorial makes it more complex to what it
that's
really
what I'm
needs to
thinking
be.
because I was
But
like
it's basically
scratching my head
rock,
the
paper,
whole time.
scissors.
Okay.
So it's like you can see what stance your enemy is in between low, mid, and high, and you have that same option, and that determines the type of combos you're going to do with your weapon. And then the more you use your weapon, you unlock scrolls that unlock different combos for your weapon. So like that's cool, and you can actually use the face buttons to do your attacks. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks really cool. I'll probably get it on Steam, but it looks really cool.
It does look really cool,
It's up there for me, I think.
but Ruiner for me is higher than that. But yeah,
All right. Well,
Mad
so
re-
here we
mad
got.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut Battlefront.
Yeah.
Let's cut Battlefront right now.
All right.
Because that, like, if that game was not a hypothetical, I would push for that more. But it is on the future of that game.
So we got 2 more we haven't talked about. RE7, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, Mark, you played it.
Mhm.
So right there, I feel like, I don't know, this award, I always feel like it's as a collective,
I agree.
the free cheese, we've not played this game, and we're like, fuck,
I agree.
I wish we all would have played this so we could be talking about this
Yeah.
during our Game of the Year conversations, but we fucked up, or for whatever, it just got away from us.
Yeah.
You made it through RE7. I don't know that this, and also for me, I'm not like, I think it's cool. I think if I had a VR headset, I might,
It's
lose
probably-
myself in it.
I just me personally, I enjoy the VR more than outside of it, but I think it's still a solid game.
But even so, like
But-
for me, that's my thing where I'm like,
There's so much that you don't know because of the surface level that kind of that off puts maybe
Yeah.
some of the vibes of what that game gives out, and that because that's how it was at first.
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
it. I was like,
I know, I'm intrigued by it, but I'm not as intrigued by it as I am some of these other games.
It's actually the
Awesome.
highest for me on my list, but I agree. I think it should be something none of us got to play this year. You know what I mean?
Should we cut it?
I would cut
Who
it. 'cause
originally
Mark's
put
already
it on the
played
list? I don't
think
remember.
I mean,
I
but
think I made
I think
fun of
I did.
but if it's like
Or-
a 3-1 thing,
I don't remember
like
now.
That too. Yeah. I mean, how?
No, I don't know. For me speaking, I think it'll be better if it's something that we all didn't pick, just because
Well,
it's the free cheese as a
Let's
collective.
say, because I do have an interest in the game, so let's say this: is RE7 higher than some of these other things for you guys?
For me,
Matt
it's the
and
highest
Ben.
on my list.
So
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
inside of this list, there's a subcategory of Matt can play, but would really love to play.
Got it.
So like that inhibits me of really wanting to dive into Resident Evil 7, but I do want to like maybe for like 15-20 minutes just hop into the VR of that
Honestly,
game and just see what that is.
I think this would be a perfect game to put on the site as a long play or whatever. Because it's like a 10-hour game.
We can talk the logistics of that later. I mean,
I'm ready to
But
try
that's
that.
a way for you to play it, you to watch it, and someone experience it as well.
Yeah.
And then you could probably get that. Because I feel like it might be one of those games where it's like, like if somebody like plays Bloodborne later, like, oh shit, like you were right. Like that was actually like a pretty cool game. Like,
All right, you're making a good argument for it. So
but I don't know. I mean,
one more we haven't said anything about The Evil Within 2.
I say I'm gonna play that next year, but I know I'm not because I still haven't played the first one. But I want to play Wolfenstein, the first one, before
So
I play all this.
I have zero interest in The Evil Within 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
After
thought you
playing the first one, I was like, and then this one, like, it sounds like it, but I'm never.
there was things
touch
I didn't know about this game that I had my friend explain to me, and that kind of. Honestly, it gave me more Silent Hill vibes than anything.
I'm not disagreeing that
it.
it's probably. For me,
No,
I'm
that's fine.
never, ever. I don't know.
I mean, I
Well,
had no
if
interest in the first game because I knew what that was, but like I heard, like I've just been hearing that 2 fixed all the problems with 1, and there's this weird like open worldedness to it.
That's
that
the
kinda
Silent
adds to it.
Once part.
Yeah.
So
it's
like,
not
once
like a
again, this is in that
world, but-
subcategory if Matt can play but really wants to. But of the 2 in the subcategory, I would rather play Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Can
I
I cut this?
If you have zero interest in this, I would cut it.
Yeah.
My interest is there, but it's not high.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
So we got 5 remaining: Resident Evil 7, Neo, Ruiner, Little Nightmares, and Absolver. I'm really like I knew nothing about Absolver going into this, and now that is at the top of this list for me. Like I'm.
Well, I'm gonna. How about the chopping block next, Little Nightmares? Is anyone gonna kind of step in and?
I am gonna play it next year, but I'm
not
gonna
offended
defend it.
if that gets.
Yeah. Cut that.
Because I don't really have too much interest in that
All right.
myself.
Resident Evil 7, Neo, Ruiner, Absolver. Matt, how do you feel about Neo?
The only thing about that game for me is it's set in feudal like Japan and the samurai thing that just doesn't like talk to me as much as like a gothic Bloodborne or
And that is the one reason why I didn't play that game this year.
and
Okay.
like but I think the other part of that was I was really like I did kind of want to play it when it first came out,
You
but
still fight demons and zombies and shit.
Yeah.
but that was the other thing. Like when it came out, I literally just platinum Bloodborne,
Yeah.
and I was
Okay.
not ready to fall into
Yeah,
that.
it's a tough thing to compare.
Knowing what March was about to be,
With Switch and
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of that type of theme.
I
setting.
still want to play Neo, but also
But-
like that's the one thing that where I wasn't. I
there-
didn't jump at it.
Yeah, I think what screams out to me about it is that it's more of like nostalgia with Onimusha.
I was just about. It's basically
So
Onimusha.
it's like a
with,
more refined
yeah.
Onimusha.
Ruiner.
Ruiners.
That 10 minutes was awesome. 10 minutes of tweaking settings
Ruiner's
and getting
the
it to run
highest.
at 45 frames was and then playing it at 45 frames for about 5 more minutes to make sure it was steady. It was a lot of fun. Cyberpunk, once again, one of my favorite types of themes and environments. I mean, that helps that argument over Neo for me. I think I'm more looking forward to playing Ruiner next year than Neo.
I think there's like RPG elements to it as well. There's like a town that you go to and you can like
What, Ruiner?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I barely got anywhere with that.
See,
game,
for me,
but yeah.
Honestly, the top 2 would be Resident Evil 7 and Neo. But then if I were to pick one after that, after Ruiner, Absolver, I think I'm more excited for Ruiner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I
this is-
really don't think Resident Evil 7 should be on the list. Because Mark already played it. And I know you guys are doing like you guys brought up the Let's Play thing, but as a collective. But wait, you played Ruiner, didn't you?
No.
Just pieces
Oh.
of it.
Just pieces.
Like it's just something that slipped away.
I mean, I've only seen trailers and
Yeah.
other people playing.
I'm actually looking at the setting of Absolver right now.
Dude, I don't think it's going to be
and-
able to run on your computer.
Oh, I'd get it on PS4 if anything.
Oh, it's
But-
on PS4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so then let's ask this question.
But I'm looking at the setting of this, and it's dropping from my list a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
How
oh,
far
I don't know.
I
It's like
martial
fucking.
arts. I told you. Like, it's,
No. I'm okay with that. It's the like.
Everybody's wearing masks, and it's.
I think this art looks better in still frames than it does in motion.
it's actually not. I don't know. Yeah, I find it okay. In motion.
I still think it looks dead.
It kind of.
It does, but
If only they added like elemental abilities to it, it'd basically
That would
be
be
a
pretty cool.
Last Airbender game.
Yeah. I think I'm still more excited to play Ruiner because I have a soft spot for Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
same.
Dead World.
So
Yeah.
let's make the
Yeah.
list here. So we
can
think
cut Absolver.
so Ruiner we think is a staple in the top 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Neo is also.
Same.
I agree. So now let's ask the question of the 3 of us who have not played Resident Evil 7. What
I
are
would
we
put
more are we more looking forward to that over than Absolver?
Like I said before, Resident Evil 7's at the top of my list.
Okay.
I think I'm more looking for. I think my gut is saying I'm looking for something more like Absolver than I am Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Even though
That's what I'm saying. Just
wait,
take Resident Evil 7 off the list.
you.
In an alternate reality, I would be looking forward to Resident Evil 7.
All right, I'm
Take it off
cutting
the list.
cutting Absolver.
Oh, if I
And
said
that's-
Resident Evil...
No,
wait.
you two said Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that said Absolver, so I'm cutting Absolver. That leaves us with RE7, Neo, and Ruiner. We just need to decide which one wins this category.
It's really the VR piece of that for me.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that
yeah.
really like lends to that too.
So, which one is the one where we're like,
Ruiner for me.
I'm not going to say... Because like I said, I don't think Resident Evil 7 should be on the list still. So I'm going to say Ruiner. See, but I want to...
you really want to play RE7? So say it. Just say it. Just
I
say what
do.
you. What is your vote?
I wish I could agree with Ben, but I can't.
So where do you lie, Ruiner or Neo?
I would put Ruiner just because.
And you said Ruiner.
Yeah, I came into this high on Neo, but the more we talk about feudal Japan, I'm like, man, I'm not ready to hop into that.
Actually, you know what? Now, okay.
I just want more Twitch based like fuck shit up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
And the 10, like I kind of cheated, like I said a little bit. I played that 10 minutes just to adjust some settings, and I liked a lot.
Yeah,
of
like
what I
it's
played.
nothing against Neo for me. Like,
No, not at all.
I
All right.
love Neo.
I am gonna call it. Ruiner wins. I'll play it next year with runners up Resident Evil 7 and Neo.
Yeah, because I was going to say...
I think
Neo's-
Ruiner's the one that we all really agree
Yeah.
on too, as a consensus.
And now that I
Boom.
think about it, I want to play Dark Souls 2 and 3 before Neo, and I know I'm not going to finish those two next year. So I know I'm not going to play Neo next year.
Alrighty,
All right.
we got our first category in the books.
Woo! All right, let's wrap it up. Call it a
Halfway
day.
there.
24 more to go. So that's gonna bring us to best mobile game. Here are your nominees for best mobile game: Stranger Things, HQ Trivia, Hidden My Game by Mom 2, Hidden Folks, Monument Valley 2, Wiz Khalifa's Weed Farm, Digimon Links, Gunman Taco Truck.
I say we take off the ones we haven't even played.
Like what?
Did you play Hidden Folks?
I did. Yeah, I played a bunch on my iPad.
Oh,
I didn't play it.
what about Monument Valley?
I did play it on my phone.
Oh, well,
All right.
which one do you like more?
Neither. They can both go.
Well, that was easy.
I think okay. So Monument Valley 2 is gorgeous. I love the artwork. I love the design that us two did on those games. Both of them. This
It does
one
look nice.
adds a child character, so you play as the mother of a child, and you're both kind of navigating through this world. The puzzle solving is great. I think it's really really cool. But this really is a sequel to a game that doesn't add a whole lot more. I mean, you have a second character to worry about, so it changes the puzzle solving a little bit. But at its core, it's not doing anything new.
Is it kind of like Ilo Milo?
Unfamiliar with the reference.
It was an Xbox arcade game, puzzle game where you go around cubes and you can be co-op or you can control both little people. But
Like
the
an
point is to
Ibanob.
make them meet together at the end for each.
Yeah,
puzzle.
yeah. That's kind of yeah. Hidden Folks is a really really cool. I like that a lot.
Is it more than just Where's Waldo? Like, what is this?
Yeah, I mean it is and it isn't. It's a hand drawn
Yeah,
Where's
like,
Waldo style
The
game.
art looks great.
Yeah.
But the thing that's different is like it's animated and it's kind of like there's little things where you're like peeking behind things and The interactivity, I think, is where it differs a little bit from Where's Waldo, although they haven't made a Where's Waldo app that I'm aware of, so they very well could. Like, there's nothing stopping it from being a Where's Waldo game.
I didn't know if there's like, is there like a narrative? Is there like
No.
words?
It's. I mean, not that I discovered. It's poke find. There's
Okay.
cute little like character quirks about things that you're finding in the world, but generally speaking,
Okay.
Yeah.
We can cut Digimon. I just wanted it to be on that list as a nominee.
What? That's the one you talked about a few weeks ago on the podcast, right?
Yeah, like it actually like. Now looking at the bigger picture of it, I don't like it anymore. But because it's just one of those like gacha games where they require you to do like ridiculous amount of grinding.
I
But
understand.
outside of that part, it was nice to have more of a traditional like Digimon game on a phone where it was like turn-based combat. You would level up your Digimon, you can evolve them, whatever. Depending on their stats, I think they can get different abilities. Like you can not really breeding, but it's like breeding where you make new ones. So they really want you to keep resetting them and getting better ones and better stats. And that's like, it's so much grinding, and then the payoff just isn't worth it in the end. But
Oh,
it was
yeah.
cool to have like, it was cool to have like your own little like digital island and like edit all that and then go into the fights. But
I remember you
it's-
talked about it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it doesn't last. You know, I wish it did, but I have a Cyber Sleuth, so
Cut it out.
I will cut it.
son of a bitch.
It looks like
I have a fair argument, all right?
looks like we got a late addition to
We
the
do have a
category
very late
here.
We have a
Sure.
new
I-
challenger here.
I can't believe I
All
forgot to
right.
put this on the list.
Altis the Hedgehog.
Whoa.
All right. So yes, I had a Sonic Forces speed battle,
Okay.
and I know Mark, you hated this. I think it does
I still
something.
hate it.
Okay. I thought it did something really cool. It took the endless runner like thing and they put it in a competitive world, and I love beating up on 14-year-old little boys.
First place.
Yeah, and me yelling first place very loud. No, I it's kind of like Mario Kart on rails in a way. I mean,
Yeah, I did notice that.
like I don't know.
I am kind of mad that it's a functional game.
And then, like there are like the different currencies or whatever, but like that doesn't really matter. Like I never ran into an issue where I needed more red coins or more yellow coins, and I
Right.
felt intrigued to buy it. I have noticed the last couple updates I've been seeing a little bit more ads in places I wasn't seeing them before.
Ew.
That kind of turns me off. Like now it's more
Is it
more
like-
like after every race or
Sounds
every
like-
second race I've been seeing it. That like before it wasn't at all. It was just when you wanted to see them.
Yeah.
Sure.
But no, I think I mean this. It doesn't even. It's not even the fact that it's a Sonic game. Like really, like if it's really the fact that it is a Sonic game, I shouldn't even be playing it. But I don't know. Just they did something different with the endless runner. But like this was like was it hidden, what's the runner Hidden Temple or whatever?
Temple Run.
Temple
Temple
Run.
Run.
Yeah. Like if Temple Run 3 was this, I think I'd be playing Temple Run.
So you just like it more just for the.
I like it
competitive
for the
aspect?
competitive thing. I like, I'm tired of just playing endless runners for high scores. I like the fact that
Yeah, I was
it's
never
like
into that.
it's like a Mario Kart. Like it's a race. Like
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot.
See, that's what I wanted. I wanted a decent game where Sonic can just run and look good running, and just get that feeling that other Sonic games could not do for me for some reason. And I didn't care about the score either. I just wanted to just go through cool levels. But I guess I wasn't really looking for a game at that point. I think I just wanted something visually nice to see. But
Did
I'm
you guys
also,
know Fez came out on phones this year? I didn't know that.
I don't know. Either.
It's weird. Anyway,
but like, why did it have to be like? Why couldn't it just be Sonic Speed Battle? Why had it to be Sonic Forces?
Cause marketing.
that game.
They're really trying to push it, yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it ties to anything. I don't know.
I'm saying this right off the bat. The only games that I would actually vote on this list are Stranger Things and Sonic Forces.
Gunman Taco Truck's pretty dope.
I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I was saving that to
Shut
talk about
up.
it. Yeah, I
Why
didn't like
not?
it. I know. I love
No, I know.
John Romero. I love his hair.
Yes.
He's a dope developer. I couldn't get. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Like I even played it on. Then again, I hate fucking playing games on my phone. I was never a fan of playing games on my phone.
So I primarily played this on PC, and
Okay.
I loved it. But it then came to iOS, and I was like, oh, cool, even better. I played more of it on PC than I did on phone, but I don't know. I liked the idea. It was like a dumb arcade, like murder things as you drive left to right, like side-scrolling shooter essentially. Mm-hmm. You're collecting meat and garbage along the way to then go and do a fucking Cooking Mama style taco making game in the post-apocalypse.
I love that idea so much.
I
mean, I haven't played it, but
I like it a lot. I think it's a fun thing. If you hate it,
I should have put that.
I'm okay with cutting it. I think there's stronger.
I wouldn't say I hate it. I was like, I played it, and I was like, I'm not going to play this. And I tried it again, and I'm like, I just don't like
I think there's stronger categories. Or I think there's stronger nominees on here.
Just to go back on Sonic real quick.
Yes.
I think my biggest disappointment is that it was online only with competitiveness. I think it should just be. It should be an option.
AI.
True.
Yeah.
I'm not saying get rid of it, but it should just be an option. You should have both things.
Yeah.
Because I don't always want to verse people. I just want to run.
Yeah.
Or use up all my data.
Well, you data.
But that was it. My high is.
I was gonna say, how have we not gotten to here yet?
I forgot to fucking play that game. I meant to play it.
Matt really liked Wiz Khalifa's Weed
He
Farm.
does.
It's weed. I mean, that's in my note. That's my note. Like points of interest for that game. Weed.
Sell me on this.
I don't know. I can't even sell myself on it with this list right now.
All right.
I don't know. It was a dumb weed.
It had to be
Farmville game.
acknowledged.
And I don't know. It did some weird mechanics where, like, you harvested your weed to get a second currency, and then use that second currency to get like double primary currency, and then use that primary currency to buy more weed, and it was just a vicious cycle that I was in for about 6 weeks.
Until November?
Just about.
You think it stays on the list?
No.
All right.
No.
I would have liked.
There's
to see
other
that.
tappers.
No, I'm happy we acknowledge it.
There's other tappers that probably do tapping better.
I'm gonna cut Gunman Taco Truck.
Don't come on. I feel bad.
He's the only one that's really.
I mean, I didn't really play it. I liked what I saw on it on PC, but I never played it.
I think
like,
it's
does it feel as good to play on mobile as it does on PC?
I wish
think that's the
played it.
question.
I think it feels better.
You think it feels? If
Yeah,
you
because
think it
you
feels
tap on
better,
mobile.
Yeah.
It's definitely better on mobile.
keep it on there.
Right.
If you think it plays better, I'd rather see
I
that
really
game.
like. Yeah.
I'd rather
You guys
see
aren't
that
gonna
game.
like
Can we remove HQ?
No,
I was gonna say
please,
that.
No.
Yeah.
Please.
No.
It's been at least this past week or two.
The man's got to take a vacation. It's
But-
okay.
no, I'm
Nothing
talking-
against Scott.
No. Nothing against.
No,
Scott,
but
nothing against
hold
him.
on. I know what you're gonna say. The game. I've not played the game in about a week or so because the servers have been so fucked up.
Yes.
However, I think that's a scaling issue. I think that's something that's going to get solved. And I feel like we could very easily fall back into this game as long as things were working properly.
That's not my issue either.
When things were working properly, it's a fucking event.
It's true.
Like every day at work at 3 p.m., everything stops.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone is just sitting there screaming over their phones. Every night at 9 p.m., if we're in the middle of like recording a podcast or we're doing a video thing, we time everything perfectly so that we can stop playing it, or stop recording what we're recording so that we can play HQ. I screamed at my brother not too long ago because thankfully I was already out and I forced quit the game because I was so fucking agitated at losing the question. But my brother called me in the middle of it, like, tell me the answer, like screaming the question because he needed the answer. I don't know how he thought that he could get the answer from me within the 10 seconds, but whatever. I think it's I don't know. Why do you tell me?
Again, I have to scale back and look at the bigger picture of it, and in the end, it's not worth it for me. Yeah, you get a chance to win money all the time, but to go through all that stress every day of losing, and then or bad servers if you want to throw that in there, but then say that you do win, and it took you all this time to get like $5, $10 maybe. Now that there's more people on, it's less money for you. Like
they're also
to
scaling
win.
the money up though. Now like the regular game is $1,500.
I don't even.
But
think
still,
about
like
the
that
money.
can still be split by so many people that it's a gamble
But
essentially.
it depends though, because the other night, like I think the midday game, I think only one person won. It took them the whole thing.
Damn.
But
It
I'm not even.
depends.
I never enter this game thinking, all right, let me win money.
That's all I think.
I'm really.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I'm in it
entering
for the
this-
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I'm
the
here
point
for
of
the
it.
event and the spectacle, but I'm also here
If
for
this
the
was a
money.
free game, no
That's-
money, it wouldn't be my phone.
That's why I'm like.
Like in the end, it's just a trivia game. I don't give a shit.
But I think what's cool about it is it's that timed thing. I think in an era where we DVR everything, we do everything whenever we want to do it. Like this podcast, we're recording it on a day that people are not listening to us live. They can listen to this the day it goes live, the second it
I
gets
see what
dropped.
you mean.
They could listen to this a year after it's done. Like people right now could be listening to our 2016 Game of the Year voting.
It's also not the first game to do this.
It's not. But I just think that like for this, I think it's a really, really neat thing.
It's
like
cool.
it's something that gets everyone together in a way. People are like,
I see what you mean.
You know,
That part
it's
is pretty cool.
It's a good experience, but it's not a good game.
okay, I'll give you that.
That's
Like,
strong.
Because like I played a trivia game on Xbox Live that was like
yeah,
like
one,
a real event.
1 versus 100.
And I love trivia games too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, because once you get an answer wrong, you don't fucking stay to. for the
Depending
rest of
on
it.
the
you just
thing.
turn off your phone and throw it against
Sometimes,
the wall.
depending on where I'm at, I will stay and watch to the end. Certain things like when Katie and I are in the middle of Target and it's 3:00 and we go, oh fuck,
Mhm.
and we're sitting there answering
Yeah.
questions in the middle of the aisle.
I guess
Then-
I don't have that connection either.
That's yeah.
I just like I'm in my cubicle. Yeah, all right, fuck off. And then like I might miss it at 9 because I'm like playing other stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that game, like, you guys were going back and forth on a group chat one day at 3:00, and, like, the notifications coming down during the game. I was legitimately getting mad at the fact that you guys were talking at 3:00. I'm like, you guys know it was HQ, right? Like, come on, man. Wait like 20 more
HQ
minutes.
time.
This game does nothing but induce anger. It
Which is, I think that's it's evocative. It's.
I don't need that stress
Has
in
you
my
back
life,
every
man.
time. I mean, Cuphead pissed me off countless times this year.
Yeah.
That's
back.
different though.
Does
It's
anyone?
different.
Does anyone want? I do not want to cut this. Who wants to cut this game?
I say cut it.
Wow.
You?
No.
All right, it stays
No.
for now.
It can
stays.
stay. It can stay. But
Matt,
I'm saying
Matt, talk to me about Stranger Things.
Look, classic, 16-bit? Yeah, classic 16-bit, top-down. The look, like, it just gravitates towards that 8-bit, like, era. Like, even the icon for the thing, it, like, is a, like, ST on a Nintendo cartridge.
Even
Like,
though
it
it's
just
like,
embraces that whole retro theme. And,
I would say
like,
it's more like a Super Nintendo game.
yeah, or,
yeah,
yeah.
16-bit.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't. It's really good. The one thing I wish it maybe expanded upon a little bit more was the story. It does take place at the events of season 1, so it kind of
It's kind of like a prequel.
kind of like a
pre-sequel.
bridge almost. I didn't get to see this game through because I changed phones and like what happened to you with
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My progress didn't come over, and I was already a few hours into that game, and so that's sad. But like I don't know, like.
I didn't see this
I
game
liked
through
it.
either. I got pretty. Did you beat it?
What the game?
Yeah.
No, I didn't beat it, but I played it and I liked it.
I like it. I think my biggest problem was that it was a mobile game and not something on Steam that could use a controller. Because my problem was using the touchscreen and not seeing my character, or the aiming was off with something.
You see, I didn't have a
And-
problem with that. I get it if you did.
I mean,
like,
more so with Lucas. I was having trouble aiming with his slingshot because I didn't
okay, I
know
can see
what,
that.
because I couldn't be accurate, and with the bear puzzles and everything, and it was
Mhm.
getting a little too much. And just me with my fat fingers, I just trying to tap things that aren't going to where I want it. I want to just use a controller because I don't want my hands obstructing everything. Because everything looks pretty. I don't want my hands over that. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just my
I can
biggest
see.
gripe.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the character, like that you build like a deck of characters almost.
Yeah, you
and
get
then
like the whole cast, I think.
yeah, just pretty much yeah, and then
they're all
like
unique.
yeah, they all have their different abilities, and you'll use each one in a different section, based on the puzzles that are there, and things. I didn't have a problem with the touch controls, so I actually kind of really liked it a lot for a mobile game. Yeah, I this is probably my favorite mobile game this year.
Is it playable on the iPad?
Yes,
Hmm.
can confirm. Girlfriend is playing it on iPad.
Oh, I got.
I'd probably
Joy
enjoy it with a
tablet.
bigger screen because
Maybe.
it's
I don't know if it's iPad optimized. I did not
Yeah.
see her
'Cause the
physically
problem,
play it,
like,
but yeah.
the problem's
Might
not the
be
game
up-res.
for me. The problem is the platform,
Hmm.
and that kind of contradicts with this
With this
award.
category, yeah. Well,
It will play
then-
better with the controller.
Then I have a nominee to talk about. If you're talking about a game that perfectly is perfectly complemented by the platform it's on, Hidden My Game by Mom 2.
This
That's
is my
my
number one.
Yep.
This is absolutely my number one.
Yeah.
I think this is captivating. Oh my god, yeah.
I
think this
liked
game
it a
is-
lot, and I think it might deserve a spot in the top 3.
I
but
think
don't
this
know.
game is captivating. I think equally with HQ, where it kind of became infectious. Once we fell into it, I was playing it at work and showing everyone, and within days, everyone was completely into the Hap Incorporated.
I
Yeah.
completed it.
Yeah, I went all the
Both
way
of
through,
them.
but like I had so much fun lying in bed playing these, and like Katie and I both playing through them on our phones independently. Just like, how do you do this one?
Like you can tell it's like really low budget though because they reuse a lot of the assets.
yeah.
But
I
but
love that
Through the
part
different
about it.
games,
Charming.
but like
it's
inside
charming at
this
the same
game,
time, and at the same time, it still makes you think. Like it still fucks
Because
with
they
you.
use them in different ways.
Because they're like, yeah, we know we're a mobile game.
Yeah.
we know there's an ad at the top here. Oh wait, that's actually part of the puzzle.
Right.
Like,
Like there's so many things like that where they play with it being on a phone, how you interact with it, and they play with the art, they play with the puzzles. I think the puzzles are really smart. I think they're really
and I think my love for WarioWare type minigame stuff.
it's totally
Tied
like
to
we
it.
talk almost every time we talk about Nintendo on mobile about how badly we want WarioWare, and I think this is exactly a way to do that. Like this game, looking at the 5 on this list, this is the one immediately at the top for me.
Agreed.
That would have gotten my vote out of all these.
All right, what do we cut?
I'm
Sonic
look-
Forces?
Though I would say Stranger Things is a second place for me.
Okay.
Only because I haven't played Gunman Taco Truck. Well, I guess
Gunman-
it's not
I'm
fair.
looking at the-
I should.
I'm looking at the
that
list
shouldn't be a
here.
reason.
And I think I'm about to agree with what you're asking. However, Gunman Taco Truck, you had to buy that one, right? Because I'm looking at the list of games here, and all these are free.
It's free on mobile.
I think it's free,
But
and
you have
then
to. I thought you had
there's
to buy it to unlock the rest of it,
that might be the case.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
like a Mario Run from last year.
Mm.
If you all can confirm that for me, or I see you guys actively
Offers
doing
in-app purchases.
I really love the idea of that game though.
Yeah,
the
the
game
fact
is
that
great.
it's
a taco
full
truck,
game unlocked,
shooting
99
shit.
cents.
Making cool food. I love cooking in games, just like I love fishing in games.
I don't. I mean,
Do
I
like
don't.
fishing
I don't like
games.
the.
Actually, like looking at these 5, I think the bottom 2 on the list of Stranger Things, HQ, Hidden My Game, Gunman, and Sonic. I think Gunman and Sonic are the 2 I would cut to make the top 3.
I agree, but I want
HQ
to. I just
Hidden.
want to clarify. I don't agree with the precedent of that. It costing 99 cents to unlock the full game makes it fall off this list.
But I mean, like I'm not saying the precedent of 99 cents. What I'm saying is I can get, I think, a better experience from other games or an equal experience from these other games for free. I think that's a factor when you do it that way.
I almost forgot to put Simulacro on here. Because I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
I beat that.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay, never mind.
All right, well,
Hey,
yeah.
good. Ain't
I was
got,
gonna say,
ain't got to go
all
on.
right,
with
let's
it.
go on.
Sarah's
Um,
missing is actually better.
I actually
I didn't play Stranger Things, so I have no cart on that cow. But I mean, I trust you guys enough that if you feel like that's a stronger thing than Gunman, I'm cool cutting Gunman.
I really don't know. Because I feel like I would enjoy Gunman.
I think Gunman's really fun.
I think Gunman is a game I would play more than Stranger Things. But that's not to negate anything about Stranger Things. Because I do appreciate that game for what it is. And
I mean, that's a
but-
full-fledged ass game for free on mobile.
yeah, but... yeah.
I think you can cut Sonic at this point. Now, like based on these conversations,
I'm fine with it.
All right,
so that puts us down to 2: Gunman, Hidden, HQ, and Stranger Things.
I say HQ stays.
I agree.
You two.
Does HQ stay over Gunman?
For me, I guess I got to make a tough decision
Does
here,
HQ
right?
stay over Stranger Things?
I think HQ stands over Gunman for me.
HQ over Gunman for me.
It's majority rule.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. What about over Stranger Things?
I want that game to stay.
No, if
What?
if you had to put HQ against Stranger Things, what would you say? Gut reaction.
Stranger Things.
Ben? HQ or Stranger Things? Gut, go.
HQ. And even though I said, because I was thinking, I know you brought it up, I wanted it off the list before, but now I think about it, it's actually, the servers just fucking suck.
I know that. I know that. But think about that experience when they didn't.
I know, but it just fucking sucks when the guy's like, next question.
I know.
Okay,
All
still
right,
loading.
Scott needs a break.
No.
He's very stressed out man.
I don't mind the other people. Like the one girl, the Australian, total
Yeah.
babe.
Jeff Keighley killed it that night, by the way.
I missed. Keith.
I missed because it was yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I
Yeah, I can. HQ can be. I think would
All
be a
right.
good second place.
So what? We cut Gunman or we cut Stranger?
Gunman.
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 Sorry, John Romero.
And I
Don't
know.
I think we know what the winner is by unanimous vote.
Hidden My Game by Mom.
That's
I'm
1,
down
2,
with
3, right?
All right. So, our best mobile game, Hidden My Game by Mom 2, with runners-up Stranger Things and HQ Trivia. Congratulations.
Now we said 2 because.
That one came out this year.
Okay, just
Yeah.
clarify for the listeners.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
why not 1?
Cool. That's going to bring us into best style.
Okay, for me, I'm gonna say Cuphead.
Hold on.
Like, that's,
You gotta,
Fuck you all, Cuphead.
Rewind. This is what we did not want to do.
All right. So, best style, this is the category where it's just like everything about this game. It's aesthetic, it's art, its whole presence, its being is just so dang good. Our nominees for best style are Cuphead, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Super Mario Odyssey, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, Shovel Knight: Spectre of Torment, Nier Automata, Sonic Mania, and Tormentor X Punisher. It's a late edition.
I see.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Why is Resident Evil 7 on this list? Sorry, I'm just trying to cut quickly.
I'd agree. It's just, I mean, if you really think about it, it's just another survival horror dark game.
does it get less brown?
Yeah, that
There's a
game's
lot
very,
of brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Is it is it pretty when it's not brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Mm.
Well, I mean, you got to think the whole landscape is that a lot of it takes place in a house, and then things that are surrounding this house.
So
Whether
why-
it's like caves or like a greenhouse, for example.
Yeah.
Sewers. Okay, so yeah, I mean, a lot of it's shitty, but I guess
No, but,
Well,
but,
I mean,
but why best style? Like, why did this go in the category?
I never thought it was actually going to win, but I thought it deserved acknowledgement because I think for some reason it stands out to me compared to other horror games.
Okay.
And I think especially the house itself, the way it's designed, the way it's all like retro and like rustic, like it's a house from like the
Okay.
60s or 70s. And I currently live in a room that has that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing it in my basement,
It all makes sense.
That is like wood paneled.
Yeah.
I felt more immersed with that, and like the little details to the knickknacks to have decorating around, it's all decrepit. It gives you this. I mean, I'll be saying this later, but it'll give you like this sense of dread the entire time, and then underneath of that having like an infirmary of some kind. It's just like everything makes sense.
Sure.
And I think it was a good way to tie all these different sceneries together and still make you feel uneasy. But yeah, like these seems like different locations that you wouldn't expect to be all together in one location.
But it worked as an art style.
Okay,
for
I
some
can-
reason, yeah, like
right.
it tied together.
Now because
I'm not gonna immediately cut it.
Let's just keep it on the list, and I would say let's move on.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
I was just about to say we can cut this game. The game is very pretty. Looking at Chloe and Nadine get like dirtier and grittier.
That I played that game for like a couple hours, maybe like 2, just from the start. Like the fact where like, and I'm not talking about a rendered cutscene. I'm talking about in engine. You know, you beat it, but me barely playing that game in engine. Chloe running, and then like when she stops, you can visibly see the way that her hair is sticking to her head from sweat.
that's cool.
When she walks through water and then comes out of water, you can see the bottom of her pants are wet. Like it's holy shit.
Well, all that small detail, but a lot of that locale, a lot of the stuff you see in that, like it's very pretty. But you saw it last year in Uncharted 4.
Better though. It looks so much better
It's
than Uncharted
better,
4.
but
Yeah,
I-
well,
we've seen it.
Yeah. Shovel Knight: Spectre of Torment. I think it's a fantastic looking game. I think that what they've done with that world is really, really transformative. I think
They definitely added more of a gothic feel.
They did,
To the
and
home world.
I love how they reimagined that world
That mirror is cool.
for they reimagined that world for this game in a way that I didn't expect. Plague Knight was very much a 1.5, or
Yeah.
Plague of Shadows. This was a 2.0. This was a full ass
Definitely.
sequel
Okay.
to me, but I don't think it holds up as strong as some of these other.
Well, because a lot of levels you go through, they might be different, but it's still like the same assets, right?
Character assets, but no, the rest of the level is completely different.
Well, I mean,
independent.
like same color palette, same objects in the background.
Even
It
the
might be
background,
positioned differently.
even the background objects aren't always the same. I don't think. Like
so like Spectre Knight's like level
totally
doesn't
different.
it didn't look the same as.
I mean, like that it's the same place, but like
Yeah, that's
there's
what I
so
mean.
but there's no reused assets outside of like some character sprites. Like the art from the ground up was different.
Oh, okay.
But I think there's stronger in terms of best style. I think there's stronger candidates, so I'm
I
fine
agree.
cutting this.
How about Tormentor X Punisher?
I think it's fucking cool. I think it's fucking cool. I say that like not only its art, but the presentation of it, where you fire it up as soon as you're in, like the way you get into the game is by like a demon ripping open the screen and throwing you into it, and then just the main character screaming like let's fucking do, like it's just so good. I think I don't know, that game it walks the line perfectly, where too far in one direction it would be not enough or too much, and it's just right. That too though, it is
I think its strong point is also its weakness
that's
because it's just that one room.
it is. You don't see much else. The enemies kind of blur together because it is a very fast-paced action arcadey style game. You know, you're fighting the same enemies over and over. I have no problem cutting
It's
it. I wanted it to be mentioned that game is fucking cool.
See, I know like the transitions and all that stuff are nice, but like once you actually like look at the game, like it doesn't. I don't think the game itself, the art like separates itself from something else.
True.
Like that. I like the attitude though. I do.
Yeah,
agree
it's
with you
good.
there,
It's
yeah.
good. It's good. Splatoon 2.
I mean, it's definitely a game that is known for its visuals.
Yeah.
It definitely has like a urban,
I
somewhat
yeah.
dystopian.
And I think it's defined even more in this one. Like the way they kind of really reamped the character designs.
They even have fashion lines.
Yeah, dude. Like they've done a lot with that game.
Like
to
they
really
built their
enhance
own
it.
clothing brands.
And I think also like in combination with the visual aspect of it, the way they cut in music and the way they tie that world together, like they've really built a really cohesive style. I think it's very easy to look at anything related to that game and know instantly that it's from that game.
I like the like urban graffiti,
Yeah.
like pretty much everything that you're playing in could be technically like a skate park.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it has that kind of feeling where it's like
Yeah.
it meant to be something else, but we're using it for this now.
I also think like actually like playing the game, like I just like the fact that it's so bright and like and cheerful and colorful in a way, and like the ink itself like looks really good. Like,
Yeah.
on various like
Yeah,
Opposite-
splatted
like the
parts.
opposing teams always have colors that go together.
They do,
Mhm.
and then like
and then there's red and white.
yeah. That was a great Splatfest. One of the best.
So I mean, I think that should stay on the list right now.
Okay.
Um,
What are you thinking? Go ahead,
I'm
just
gonna-
say it.
Near.
You want to cut it?
I that's look, that game does a lot of things that make itself unique and very good. I don't think its style is that part of it. I think that's a very grayish game.
It is, and there's a lot like that desert area kind of.
I love
Stays.
the idea of how the Yorha robots look.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
But-
really
and like thrown into this world. It seems like it doesn't make sense. I mean, I think I kind of like that, but at the same time, you could tell me that this was another JRPG, or show me JRPG that looks similar, and it's not entirely different in terms of just like vague details, but so like I think the characters stand out more than the world to me. But then again, I haven't played a lot of it. I think the only world
I
that
think
really
the-
stood out was like,
yeah.
the white city.
I agree with Mark, because I mean, going on like graphics alone too, like
uh,
it's just like an action RPG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the world itself. I think the world does have character, but not as strong as some of these others.
Yeah.
So I'm
See,
fine with.
I think the game's good particle effects. I think when you look at when you look at the enemy types though, like Mark, I know you barely played it. Ben, did you get to play any of it? No. Once you see the enemies, like that's the design from till the end of the game.
Oh, is it?
Pretty, like basically.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
See, this one's hard because like these are all great games. Obviously, you don't.
No, but just talking about style
yeah,
itself.
it-
So
that's why it's a hard choice.
We can honestly.
All right. I'm ready to push another button here.
go ahead, button pusher.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I agree.
That game looks great. I mean, yeah.
I think it's one
The
of
game looks
I think
really
it's one
good,
of
and
Zelda's best cell shadings.
yeah. I do like the cell shading part of that. I like. I didn't get to see half the world, but the three areas of the world, or 4 areas of the world, I did see. Like, they all stand out. They all look good in their own different ways. But yeah,
If I'm to
think
criticize the style though, anything from the Sheikah, I hate it. I'm tired of the brown and blue shit. It's just it doesn't work with the rest of it.
I
The
don't
rest
even
of-
know.
the
I
rest
don't
of
even
it
know that
is
part,
like
but
a-
I know what you're talking
The
about.
rest of it is like a Studio Ghibli film. Like
Yeah.
it's beautiful. The
Mm.
grass, like the setting, like the weather, like even the rain is nice looking. Even though I hate
I know,
climbing
I
in
know.
it, but like, I mean, it does look nice.
I don't.
but
I think
just
that,
that part gets me, man.
I think I need to play this on the big screen mode because I played it
Yeah.
in handheld mode and
Yeah.
I just thought it was ugly.
You
Like,
can't really. I feel like you
You're-
can't absorb it all.
yeah.
I mean,
When
you
handheld.
can say the same thing though about Splatoon
This-
to an aspect and Mario. I mean, we'll get
mean,
to
we're-
Mario in a few.
No, but,
moments.
like,
I
for
think as
some-
we trim this list, it's going to start to become very subjective, which I'm not opposed to. I mean, that's what happened last year too. But keeping that in mind, like, I think Breath of the Wild looks fantastic. I love the art style. I love the cohesion across the world. I know that Mark, you kind of fell against that game because of its departure from Zelda, but
More or less.
I feel like more so than ever this game is a Zelda game, and I feel like the things we've come to know and love about Zelda in terms of its tropes and its world and its like there are pockets in this game where like you're like yep it's
Its biggest strong point is the exploring.
but I think like exploring that world in particular, like seeing so many things where it just feels so natural to walk through that world because it is a connected world. There's not so many things.
It's also not the
have-
first game to traverse through
I'm not saying that.
grass, trees.
No.
canyons.
I know that, but the way that this game does it in particular, I really appreciate. I think that there are previous Zelda games. There are previous games. There's games where you have this is the forest area, this is the desert area, and this has that, but you kind of seamlessly walk through them, and I don't know, it all flows very. It's as natural as the wind.
Kind of.
Matt
G-
shaking
g-
his head over there.
Getting
Yeah, like
g-
massive
getting to
eye
the
roll,
Lost
too.
Woods where the Master Sword isn't that natural. You have to.
No, that's a pain in the ass, but.
Getting to the center of the castle isn't the easiest either.
Not that, but not in
But-
terms of like actual navigation, but the fact
Yeah.
that like there's not a jarring difference between those two areas. It's seamless. Like you feel it's still,
But like
the-
half the game is shrines.
but even those feel at home in that world. I think
I disagree.
I don't know the technology they built right from the start, where Link has the Sheikah
I
slate.
hate that thing.
I know you do.
That's like
All right, so I mean,
the whole tech of it. Just
I would
ruins it
say
for me.
at this point, should we leave it on the list and then look at the next two we have here, Sonic and Mario, or
yeah, let's
is
look
this something we cut now?
I want to leave it.
You want to leave it? Okay.
I think we can cut Resident Evil.
Before even talking about Sonic or Mario?
I think I mean, like Resident Evil is simplistic in its design. It has a point. It does it. It captures it. But compared to the other titles on here, I don't think it stands a good chance compared to the other ones.
If it
I
doesn't win
agree.
I
best
don't-
style, it should win like runner up. I don't know, because
I
now
don't
that I
know.
think about it,
The stuff you said about 7 makes
Yeah.
me want to leave it on this list.
because I was even thinking like just how filthy that game
Let's
is.
here before cutting anything. Let's talk about Mario, Super Mario Odyssey, style. How do we feel?
It has so much.
Yeah,
There's not like just one. I feel like between 2D and 3D. between
Yeah.
the different worlds.
Different versions of the world.
Yeah,
Right. The before and the after time.
Even that weird
but there are some that
Dark Souls level, looked good.
Yeah.
Like it had no business looking like that, but like yeah.
You know what though? I just remembered that kind of drops us down a couple points. Those fucking rabbits. Really don't like those rabbits.
Yeah, but you know what makes up for that?
you
From what
talking
I
about?
played, the fucking Stonehenge dude with the fucking shades,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Talking
fair.
about what rabbits?
with the
The
rabbits.
main 4 rabbits.
Oh, the Brutals.
Yeah. Fuck them. They're dumb. I don't like their style. I don't like
Look,
the
I know Roy's not there, but come
No,
on.
that's what it should have been. It should have been the Koopa Kids. I did
It
not
should have
like.
been Koopa
I did not
Kids.
like the rabbits. I did not like their style. I did not like anything about them. The only one that was okay was the girl with the pigtails.
Yeah, she was cool.
I don't
The
know.
other ones look like fucking Lucky from King of the Hill.
But navigating those
the green
worlds,
one?
though, like ignore the
Jack
brutals for a second.
Yeah.
Running
like-
around in those worlds, and each world is mostly unique, and like I don't know, they look so
No,
polished.
you're totally right.
I
I think the strongest part for Mario is the world itself.
Yes.
yeah.
From what
Even
I
though
played.
they do reuse a couple of the same enemies, but that's
Yeah,
expected.
I mean,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't like hinder it, but like in terms of style, I think we're just judging this by its worlds.
And I think the worlds are really good.
Yeah.
There's some that aren't as great to me compared to other ones.
But the ones that are really good, are really good.
Like Bowser's Castle, I took so many snapshots
Yeah.
of me just standing
that's
there.
cool.
Like I was
The
wearing
Japan one?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
wearing samurai armor, standing on top of like a roof, staring at the castle and the moon, and just like
Yep.
screenshot.
That's the
Sonic Mania.
That's
I think that Sonic Mania not only
it captures the essence very, very accurately.
it does the Shovel Knight thing for it does what Shovel Knight did to NES games for 16-bit Sonic games, where you play through Shovel Knight and everything in it is like, yep, this is an NES game. Even though it's not, it's doing things that technically
Yeah.
could not be done on the NES. But Sonic Mania it's got so much of that spirit, and they captured it so perfectly while bringing it forward into today's era and making it make sense in 2017.
Yeah.
I think that game just looks and feels so good. Like, in terms of style, like, Sonic is nothing without its visuals. Like, if it didn't have that, it was born on that attitude of that character and its world and its gameplay and all of that. And I think that Sonic Mania I think there's only one other game on this list that I think really rivals Sonic Mania in terms of style, and that's Cuphead. But
well, to be fair, Shovel Knight was on here earlier, right?
it was.
So does that mean because we kind of took that off the same reason why Sonic Mania is on here? You were just explaining that.
Sonic does introduce some of the older levels,
Yeah.
though they are newly designed.
And it does what Nintendo don't. So,
Yes.
no, I
Flash
think that,
processing.
Even though we were playing this on a Switch.
yeah. For me,
True.
I think that like Shovel Knight, and it's not to its discredit, but to its discredit, like it wasn't new for it. I don't know. It didn't
It's
strike
the
me as
fourth
big
game
as,
in that
right.
in that thing. Like
Yeah.
it's like the same reason I said about Uncharted. Like yes, it's
This is the-
prettier than ever, but we've seen
Yeah.
it.
Sonic Mania was like, this is exactly what the fuck we've wanted for so long. Can you please just make another one of those? And, you know, especially in an era where Mega Man 11's announced and it's a weird Mighty Number 9 thing.
Yeah.
There's different things going on in different properties. And for this to totally fucking nail that style, I think it's just, it's
Yeah.
at the top for me.
Okay.
I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, the only thing that I would put against it is just reusing some old levels instead of making.
Yeah, but I like the way they
It's
kind
a
of
throwback. Like
yeah.
it's the return
Yeah, I know.
of classic Sonic. Can't believe I'm defending Sonic here, but yeah, it's the return of classic Sonic. You know, I think that was needed.
I'm just saying that compared to other games that provide more new originality,
Yeah.
I think that's the only part that makes Sonic weak is just that. But everything else, I totally agree on. Like,
Yes.
it's definitely like Sonic is about style.
So you guys want to cut Cuphead?
Fuck you. No.
Cuphead's my number one.
Yeah, Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Cuphead is so pretty to look at.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't want to like incorporate like outside like experiences besides playing the game, but like Victoria was over here watching the VGAs with us, and
Yeah.
she saw that game and was like, "Oh, what's that? That looks like fun. I want to play that." I'm like, "You're not going to be good at this."
You won't enjoy
But
it.
just the fact that like a little family made that, and just
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears into the animating alone.
Yeah, I mean it's
There's
so,
nothing really like that.
like seeing the hand drawn stuff from them. Yeah.
'Cause
I
I
mean,
can't-
and that's just like looking at the game. Like then when you actually look at the character models, like Cuphead looks so good in a dumb way. Mugman looks so good in a dumb way. Like
Yeah.
King Dice, like there's a dice head with a suit on. Like
But the way they nailed that aesthetic, like talking about Sonic Mania calling back to the Genesis days, like this harkens back to
Yeah,
the classic animation styles, and
That's
like
what I was
it
about to bring up.
really
like
does
30s,
that, yeah.
40s cartoons. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, compared to all these games now, I mean, that style has been said and done. But like Cuphead, it's seriously the only time it's been said and done was those cartoons.
Yeah, nothing has been
Yeah.
done like this.
So I think it's safe to say it's the first game to ever really
it stands out.
bring that.
It
Yeah.
stands out.
All right, we got to start cutting. Splatoon 2, I think it defines what it does really, really well, but
I don't care about it. I'll be upfront about it.
You do get quickly desensitized. You're not like, man, that's really pretty.
God, but it is really good.
mm,
I don't want
I
to cut
like-
that yet.
me neither. Nope.
All right,
Okay.
let's just go from the top. Cuphead stays.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 7.
I'm okay if it does get cut.
I look at this list.
I
I
say we-
think we're at a place where we can cut it, and I don't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario Odyssey.
I can't really say much about that, but from what I played, I thought the
Looking
most
at
thing
this
it had
list-
was awesome.
Cut or stay?
I think it gets cut.
Mark? Your pause gives me... All right, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I say cut it.
I think it gets cut.
I think that gets cut.
Uh-oh.
When because my two that I was stuck between was Mario and Zelda, and I would put Mario above Zelda.
I think I would too.
All right. So it stays then.
No, I cut Zelda.
Oh,
Leave Mario for the time being. Splatoon 2?
I would say cut it. That's just my take on it.
I don't know, man.
I want that game to stay really bad.
I know, me too. It's got really good style. Sonic
I mean,
Mania.
and hold on. To defend it, think of the meta art. So you got the actual art style of the game, but then all the great art you see in the plaza.
That's true. Although now it's really fucking sad.
Oh.
It's really,
Yeah,
like,
wait a
seriously, you haven't booted up the game in a while. It's bad.
No, okay.
Like, one of them is someone who was literally like, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it was me
I thought
versus
that was going to be a
Nintendo.
good defense
Yeah.
for it. Maybe not.
You know, I think compared to these other three, the other three stand out more to me than Mario's. Even though Mario has variety.
I agree. Like Mario
I
is
agree.
really good to look at, but like you
But
see
these
Splatoon,
other ones have like a distinctive set way, and yeah, it stands out more to me artistically.
like you see like obscure imagery of Splatoon 2, like you know what that is. You see obscure imagery of like Sonic, you know what that is. Cuphead, like, it stands out for
Yeah.
itself. Like Mario, like
Again, Mario
You-
does have that stuff, but compared to these,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only.
I don't think it just doesn't stand out compared to these other three.
All right.
yeah,
So Cuphead wins, right?
Please.
yeah.
I would say so.
So there you have it. Best style, 2017. Cuphead with runners-up Splatoon 2 and Sonic Mania. Cool.
that.
How you guys feeling? We got 2 more categories.
Keep it rolling.
This next one.
Yeah. Biggest disappointment. This is the game that we were so
Claws out.
excited
people.
for, and it just let us down. Your nominees for biggest disappointment are Mass Effect Andromeda, NHL 18, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, Metroid Samus Returns, Splatoon 2, Destiny 2, Sonic Forces, and Virtual Console.
So the last two.
So this is for our first non-game nominee.
Right.
Virtual
So
Console.
Virtual Console was something we brought up last year,
Mhm.
where I specifically said, talking about like My Nintendo
Mhm.
and things like that, where I was like, look, if by this time next year Virtual Console is not out, then yeah, that's a big disappointment.
About
And
that.
it really fucking is, man. I think we can cut it, honestly, just because it is not a game.
No, because we have stuff for like Please Don't Suck next year.
I
and
know,
there's stuff-
well-
I think it should stay because I agree. It's a big part of what the Nintendo consoles are.
True,
It's a
but
big-
I honestly think that's
But we don't know that it is. Like, we don't know where this company's going.
we're gonna have a
No, the thing is that we know it's happening though.
right. We're gonna have a podcast
Just a matter
at
of
some point where we talk about what's coming in 2018.
I can't for this time next year when you say I brought it up the last podcast.
I'll pull that sound clip
We're-
again, don't worry.
We're gonna talk about 2018 at some point, and I do strongly believe that Virtual Console is coming. I honestly believe the Switch came out earlier than Nintendo originally intended it to. We saw that really early on with some of the UI stuff, with some of the stuff around launch. We're certainly seeing it with the way the online infrastructure is for. We will talk about Splatoon 2, but.
Though they do have retro games on there, but it's more Neo Geo related.
It is,
Yeah.
and that's stuff that's being ported in an emulator shell inside of each one. This, I have to believe that Virtual Console is coming. I really don't think this console was intended to ship until next year.
It has golf.
I know. And I think that we will see. I think for a console that did ship this year, holy shit, what a year it's been.
Yeah. I think that's why it can't be the biggest disappointment because we know it's coming.
However,
Do we, though?
Yes.
I think the biggest disappointment is the fact that they got everything right. For the most, we launched with a great Zelda, so great. I got one. I was able to get my hands on one. No weird hardware issue. A couple things but in 1 year we got Mario, we got Zelda, we got every month we got a big release, and the only thing that would have made this console absolutely 100% perfect this year would have been Virtual Console, or at least the acknowledgement of it. We have no fucking clue about it.
And then next month happens, and
That's my
Yeah.
thing. Is
Yeah.
I'm not when we do a predictions episode for 2018. That's my first prediction is that Virtual Console is hitting before the fucking anniversary of the
There
Switch.
is that Nintendo Direct in January.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that, and that'll be at the anniversary of their big unveiling. I think that's when they come out and
Yeah.
say it. But not having it right now is the one thing where I'm like, man,
yeah, it's definitely a disappointment, but it's a temporary disappointment.
true. Unlike Sonic Forces, which
Which
is
is
a
a permanent-
permanent.
Okay,
disappointment.
let's
Wait,
be
did
fair,
you guys
though.
play that game, though?
No, but Metroid
I watched the whole thing.
All right.
and
That is a
Then
shit
that's true
show.
in Metroid.
last
okay.
year Federation Force won without us having touched it.
I played the demo.
Right. Oh yeah, that too. We did it. We do that. But
Here,
Sonic Forces, I've seen a lot of the gameplay, and it's just
Watch the ending. Please watch the ending.
it's so. What's the ending? Just tell me. I'm not gonna give a fuck.
yeah, I don't care.
It's
It's
a
a bunch of
spoilers.
it's
Damn it, I care.
It's a fucking clash. Okay, so there's bosses that you're fighting. You fight them a lot because there's multiples of them. I'm talking clones. I'm thinking and then there's multiples of all your characters, of Knuckles and everyone, and they all just fucking clash, and it's just the weakest thing I have ever. It's pitiful. It's like a bad fan fiction.
Well, at least you guys got
And
one
that-
good
this- yeah.
Sonic game this
I
year.
know. But this whole game is like a fan fiction.
Yeah.
And I think that's what sucked is. Remember last year when we were talking about Project Sonic 2017? We had no idea did we know at this point that it was called Sonic Forces or
No.
I don't
I don't
yeah.
think so.
But
No, we just
that-
assumed it was a Sonic Generations 2.
and that's exactly what it seemed like. And,
And
you
it
and I
will-
played through
yeah.
Sonic Generations this year, and I kept thinking man, this game is good but rough around the edges. It has some spots, but man, they're gonna get it with
And
Sonic
it's-
Forces.
And it's tied to Sonic Mania.
Don't tell me that.
Here,
And then-
okay. Here's
Yeah.
what I want to say about it. Did you guys legit, honestly think when it was Project Sonic, did you think it was going to be a good 3D Sonic game?
Because what they
100%.
showed was a
Really?
nice, dystopian city. It looked
Yeah.
serious. Sonic was running through it, and out of nowhere, classic Sonic popped up, and that's all they showed.
Yeah.
See, when I
And then months
saw
later,
that,
they introduced the DeviantArt shit. And
As soon as they showed your customizable, as soon as they showed that you can make your own character, I was like, oh shit, we're in trouble.
see, I just don't have faith in Sega making a good 3D Sonic game.
Did you
anymore.
play Generations?
Yeah, remember I told you I
I
did. I,
know,
loved
I know.
it. I loved it.
So
I wouldn't consider that of a full blown 3D Sonic game.
me
though.
neither, and I
Yeah.
didn't think this was going to be. I thought this was Generations 2,
Okay.
which is
All
why
right.
I
see
thought
what-
it was
never
going to be
mind.
so good.
I take that back.
And when it was what it is,
yeah.
now I want to string myself
Yeah.
up. Dab.
Yeah.
Sonic Forces is a fucking dab. That's what that game is. That's all that game is.
Biggest dab of the year, Sonic Forces.
Dab with a Sonic shirt.
It's just something that, yeah, and then putting that shit in there, like, it's just...
Man, it's almost like putting a Switch shirt in another game.
Ooh.
Well,
Even for the Wii U version.
Anyway, Sonic Forces definitely stays on this list.
I mean, I'll take it. I already knew it was going to be a disappointment, so I'll take it.
Destiny 2, why is that disappointing?
It's boring.
I didn't put it on there.
I liked it.
It's like an MMO that's not an MMO, like the first one.
Yeah, but...
That's what they're trying to get, though, right?
Did you expect anything different?
A little bit, being a sequel. Shouldn't you want to expect different?
Well...
I think it delivered more than the first one did.
I mean, I never played the first one, but... I don't know. It's just...
I love Destiny 2.
I don't care about the story.
Well...
No, but in terms of, like, what that game...
Like, Bungie has done better, and this is not their best.
But I don't think... By nature of this category, I thought Destiny 1 was trite and stupid. I didn't care for anything. I played the alpha and the beta, and it didn't do anything for me. Like, it didn't do a fucking thing for me. And then when it came out and it was what it was, I ceased to go near it. I had that strong desire for something from Bungie, because everyone has that huge thing, obviously, for Halo, right?
Yeah.
Which now I'm understanding playing through Halo. But I never thought that would happen in Destiny 2. I didn't expect any of that shit because I knew what Destiny 1 was. For Destiny 2, it was simply like, I don't know, it just, that game surprised me more than anything. It didn't disappoint me because I didn't expect anything from the story, and I still don't really know what the fuck happened with the story. Honestly, the story was...
It had an arc, though, unlike the first game.
It did have an arc, but like...
Light versus dark at the end.
The story was very one note, but I didn't go to it for that. I went to it for... like the character progression,
the
and
loot,
my own, the loot, like collecting things, leveling up my character, and
like
just kind of, it was a good mindless, let me shoot things in the face, listen to podcasts, and wander through this world. I liked the character designs in that world. I liked the weapons. I liked enemy types. Like that was cool to me.
It does have some like good stuff to it, but I don't know. Just based off the initial feeling that it gave me, I feel like I should stick to that. And it's just, okay, you know what? I'll be fair. It's not the biggest disappointment.
Can I cut it?
We can cut it.
Can I cut Virtual Console? Because I don't think it's the biggest disappointment on this list.
It's not because it's temporary.
I'm going to cut it. Matt, you cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, Splatoon 2. Matt, come on.
All right. This game is good. Like, the foundations, the mechanics, like, it is a fun game to play. However, Joe, when I try to play with you, what does that look like? A fucking nightmare, let me tell you. If I could, like, I came and put Nintendo's online infrastructure as the thing here because Rocket League, you can lobby up, like, inside the thing, inside the game with your friends.
It's specific to this game.
Yeah, like, as much as I want to blame Nintendo, part of it is the game design of this game, and it's like if I wanted to play with Joe, Mark, and you, Ben, like,
thank you.
Like, we all have to. One of us has to get into a game, and then we have to
cross our fingers, hoping for the best.
Yeah,
that
we have to keep mashing join.
That is stupid.
And then if by some miracle we all get in, there's no guarantee you're going to be on the same team because they flip flop it, and then. Let's get to the voice chat.
Yes.
The lack of voice chat. I'm so tired of saying booyah all the time.
No. and the way that you do voice chat, if you're going to do voice chat, is through their dedicated app, which by itself has made improvements. At launch, you couldn't close the app. You couldn't let your phone lock. You couldn't do anything because the chat would end.
And the voice quality was terrible.
However, that's all been fixed. So I can let that app run in the background, and that's fine. However, even still, the only way to do voice chat through their provided way is through a private match. So we couldn't get on and do voice chat and then go online with another thing. We can only do that when we're reversing each other. Now, if we had 8 friends and we're all voice chatting in one little lobby and just doing a match against the 8 of us, that's okay. That's fine. But thinking outside of that, thinking about how we play video games, that's not the way it works. And I agree that's disappointing. I also like that game. For me, I don't think it's the biggest disappointment, but it does suck that like that was a game where when they announced that was coming, I was like, oh my god, like I'm so happy this game.
That game was the reason why I wanted to buy a Switch.
Yeah, and for you, I can see why this is biggest disappointment. For me, I definitely fell off of playing it a lot faster than I thought I would, but I did stick with it longer than I did the first Splatoon, which says something. Like I played through the entire single player campaign on this, played a lot of the multiplayer and went through, and I'm still jumping into it like once a month. I jump in, do a couple matches at least.
So it seems like.
But for Matt, I totally agree, and
Well-
I'm not gonna. This was a game where from day one of knowing what the Switch was, in full back in January, where it was like, okay, this is a staple of this console. And for a month, like this was the game that they were touting and pushing and whatever. And for it to kind of hit and then fall face first for you, that sucks.
And then this is this is getting a little bit more meta and maybe a bigger topic, but like if Nintendo expects me to pay for online service, and this is their marquee like shooter on their console. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. No, there's no way I'm paying to play this mess of a multiplayer system. Not like the actual game itself, but the system.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this list, and there's probably other things that I like are more bigger disappointments for me. I would get it if you guys wanted to cut it. But
I don't need to cut it yet. For me, it's not that disappointing, but I understand if you want to leave it
But
on.
it sounds like you guys are mainly disappointed because of the multiplayer, not the
But
actual.
that's the
but-
crux
but-
of the game.
I was gonna say, but when you look at the game, like that's, I mean,
Okay.
That's
how
it.
was the single player? Like I never.
It was
played
good. It was a good campaign. Like I liked the things they did with the story with Callie and Marie and like the way that panned out. But honestly, like the single player really like I hate like the big thing with Splatoon is finding the weapon combination that you love and you're really good with, and the single player shoehorns you into playing with one weapon type each stage, or depending on the stage, you might be able to choose from 1 or 3 or something. But you're often kind of forced into a play style that you don't particularly like, which that sucks because I hate the sniper rifle and I hated that part sucks. But this game is multiplayer centric. Like that is first and foremost where it is. And to have that kind of be bungled, I think sucks. At least in terms of us playing together. I still think the multiplayer is super fun.
I mean, I can if I'm in the mood, I can hop in by myself. Like I still have fun playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my favorite part is the salmon run, and when I
Yeah.
have done that with my friends, we were local,
Right.
and that was okay.
I
I
think
just don't know why that wouldn't carry over to the rest
yeah.
of the multiplayer
I-
stuff. Because
yeah.
because they have
And
a
that-
lobby set up and
yeah.
everything.
that too. Like in Splatfest, there's a way to join and then go
and
into
that's
a
the thing that really drives me crazy.
That part sucks. Like it's not that it can't be done; it's that they're not doing it for some reason, and they're not being transparent about it. And they, I don't know.
Look, I don't give 4 shits about Splatoon 2, but you guys sound really upset about it, so I'd say we keep it. For
Yeah.
now.
yeah,
Now-
keep it on the list, but that might be one we're
Yeah.
revisiting the cut.
That's what I mean.
Now explain to me why Metroid
Dog.
Samus Returns.
Dog.
is on this
yeah,
fucking
Dog.
list.
I'm curious about this
Dog,
too.
hear me out.
All right,
Go on.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So when we had that direct, and it showed that Metroid Prime 4 was coming.
Oh, back E3.
Yeah.
The E3 one, yeah.
Sorry, was it E3?
It was
I mean,
E3,
it
but
was
they called it a
still-
direct.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine.
So when they showed that, I was like, yeah, but I want a 2D Metroid. And then what happened? We got that.
Yeah, we did.
Then I was like, oh, dope. And then I immediately thought, Fusion, Zero Mission,
Yeah,
even fucking Super Metroid, because I played that Switch in tablet mode, so I guess that's kind of whatever.
yeah,
So, wait, did I say Switch?
yeah. I know what you meant. Wii
Yeah,
U.
Wii U.
Yeah,
Anyway, so,
the real Switch.
and then you play,
No.
okay, I like my Wii U, okay? I still
Me
like
too.
it.
I
I'm
know.
gonna keep
Thank
it.
you.
So, sorry, Matt.
Sorry.
So, you play this one,
Yeah, you do.
okay? Okay, what I wanted the most out of, especially the portable Metroids,
Yes.
is that horror aliens element,
Oh yeah.
the creepiness. I'm right now as I'm saying this, the whole soundtrack is just
I
playing through my head.
I know. I'm hearing all the weird like dripping and
yeah.
echoes, and you're right.
Monsters and like just creepiness.
But
the
this-
fucking TV dude in like was it Zero Mission or Fusion?
Fusion.
The-
Atom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that shit.
But
Right?
but
That's what that. I'm not saying the game sucks. I'm saying I'm extremely disappointed it's not that, and that's why it's a big disappointment to me because it's not returning to that.
see, but I never thought it was gonna be because I knew from the start this was a remake of 2, which 2 is very much Aliens, like to Alien. It's the Aliens to Alien, where it's like Alien was more survival horror, Aliens was action. Let's murder these things. Metroid 1 was you're kind of wandering and you're lost and you're alone on this planet. And Metroid 2 is like, all right, I'm at the source. I got to kill these motherfuckers.
Okay.
And that's the way I looked at this game. I was never... I can see if you're going into it expecting another...
That's what I was like. Because when I first saw it, I didn't know it was the Metroid 2 remake. I was like, dude, fucking portable Metroid, lights off.
Oh, man,
up in
dude.
bed.
No, this game did everything for me. I
Really?
fucking love this game.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we can take it off the list. I'm just saying this was, for me personally, this was my disappointment.
I mean, if you're taking another perspective into this, like I never really played a Metroid game before this one, and I actually bought a 2DS to play this game.
You did?
And like I I didn't play much of it. I only played probably a couple hours, but like it wasn't because I didn't like it. It was just because like me and mobile games in general, like
No,
I just don't play that much. Like I'm not disappointed in my 2DS purchase or buying that game and being excited for it at all. I think that was exactly what I saw at the Treehouse. I think I had the same expectations as you. I don't know. That game I thought it was really good. From what I played.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on it, but I'm just saying.
I get it. Like if you're going in
yeah.
with that expectation, it turns
Sorry,
into
Mark.
that.
Did I cut you off?
No, I was just saying that I didn't play it or buy it or anything.
You mean leave it or cut it?
You can cut it because I'm the only one that thought that, but that was just my 2
But do you
cents.
feel strongly about it being the biggest disappointment?
Looking at this list, no. I mean,
All right, I cut it.
Okay.
I share your feelings.
Yeah.
Like I know where you're coming from.
I think we got one we can all agree on. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
okay, were you guys honestly expecting a good Animal Crossing to come on iPhone? Come on.
All right, I'll delete it. You're right.
No, you guys can talk. I'm just saying from
No,
my,
but
from my
I'll, like,
stance.
Actually, a little bit.
I thought this was going to be the one.
I thought there was gonna be some kind of creativity involved, where you could like make your own clothing or something, or make an image of some kind, maybe a flag for your camp. But
After the customization options you had with your bedroom in Miitomo,
yeah,
I thought this was going to be... I mean, we didn't want it to go necessarily where you took it.
Some took it to another level, others did not. But
you just don't
you could
appreciate
do
art, whatever.
But, I don't know. But also, like, after... I think what was disappointing initially is that this game just kind of disappeared for a while. And then when it finally resurfaced, it is what it is. But after Super Mario Run, after Fire Emblem Heroes, this doesn't surprise me. I'm okay taking it off the list. It sucks. I'm not thrilled that it
I think the dumbest thing about it is that you don't go into your tent at all, and instead you build a house without walls.
Right.
That is the dumbest fucking thing. And then you have 2 stories to your camper that have like these big ass wooden stairs. No,
It's dumb.
it just
Does it stay here as biggest disappointment, though?
I wouldn't say, like I said, for me, it's not the. I don't think it is.
Because I
know the next one to cut. I mean, it was because I'm the only one that played the next game.
I guess not.
I do want to hear why,
because of the
though.
platform.
I am interested.
Can we cut this one?
We can go.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
I had no expectations for that game, and I played it.
I think it
thought
just
was
should have
really
been
boring.
a Nintendo mobile game. Should be a big disappointment.
It did need to come to it did. I'm glad it came to mobile though,
Yeah.
because there needs to be more Nintendo games on mobile. They need
Yeah.
more Nintendo the better. Why the fuck not?
NHL 18, Matthew.
Like this was actually something I should have revisited this list before we started. When you kind of redefine the thing about biggest disappointment, like that means you had expectations going into this game,
I think, yeah.
which I did not.
But to be fair, like you said, like they've used the same fucking thing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, I think that sucks that it's not.
And I run into like the same AI defensive problems. Like I don't know, like I watch a lot of hockey, and there's a certain style of hockey like I like to see teams play as, and like when I try to implement that strategy into this game, like the AI just can't support it, and it makes me play a way that I don't like playing, and like I don't know, like the fact that I can't make like a legitimate hockey strategy work in the NHL simulation game. That sucks.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then like the online infrastructure for EA SHL, like I haven't played it much, but I still follow the community a bit. There's all kinds of issues plaguing the online system
really?
right now that makes that game borderline unplayable.
Like lagging and stuff.
Like there's some weird reset glitch that keeps happening to people where like you'll be playing, you'll be in the middle of like the second period of like 10 minutes left, and like all of a sudden it just jumps back to a face off that happened 5 minutes ago in the game. So like you would be back to like the 18th minute or the 18 minutes left in the second period, and like if any goals were scored during that time period, they're erased.
Oh, that's garbage.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
That's
not
really bad.
good. It's borderline unplayable right now.
So, okay, because my thought on that is maybe it's just a Maryland thing, but I feel like hockey is getting more popular. Am I wrong on that?
I think I think it's more of a Maryland thing. I think the Capitals being good for like the last few years has helped that grow the market up here a little bit. But
so because I don't know hockey for shit, I just know like NHL '94, which was dope. But like,
it was cool to not. Just get
I meant
a
like
little
in
bit
the
outside
U.S. as a whole.
conversation. But
It
yeah,
wasn't,
like
like,
I
the
went to
most
Nashville
popular.
earlier this year to go see a Preds game. And, like Nashville just seemed like so happy to have a hockey team. Like I know it happened a few years ago, and they've kind of recently got a resurgence of being good again. But like I can honestly say that felt like a hockey town, especially the nights they played when I was there.
So it sounds like so yeah. It sounds like
Nashville, Tennessee. Like
it's becoming a more popular sport, which means that EA. That's who made it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They should probably focus a lot on NHL games because
You
they
think?
get it's a big fucking money grab.
There's some weird split development that happened there with that team.
But also, like, this franchise just for the last few years has been really rough. Like,
Yeah.
its debut on modern gen consoles was fucked.
Well, first of all, it was a year delayed.
Year delayed, and then when it finally came, it was
That first one was a
missing so
mess.
many fucking
Everybody-
features.
yeah.
And you'd think, like, come on, guys, one after the other, you should get it, and they just haven't. I think that sucks.
Yeah.
But is it the biggest disappointment? Does it stay on the
No,
list?
because like we were saying, like I knew what I was getting myself into.
All right. So that brings us to 3 categories. We have
you
Sonic
mean
Forces,
nominees.
Splatoon 2. Yeah, sorry, 3 nominees left. Splatoon 2, Sonic Forces, and Mass Effect Andromeda, which we've yet to talk about. Matt, you got this?
I
I actually have
certainly
something
got
to say
this.
about it too, but you go first because you actually
No,
played.
Ben, you
quite
got
a bit.
this.
Okay, mine's quick. When this game got announced, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna actually beat 3 because I beat 1 and I beat 2, and I heard about 3 and the ending, whatever. I was like, do I really feel like playing it? Then Andromeda was announced, and I was like, fuck, it's gonna be another fucking Mass Effect. So I'm thinking of times. High
Oh
school,
yeah, I know that feeling, Ben.
skipping
I know that
school,
feeling.
playing like Mass Effect all fucking day, going on planets, and then this came out, and now I don't think I'm even gonna bother playing 3 or
Yeah, you
this
don't-
now.
well, you should still play through 3, especially if you have a save.
But I'm
this
saying
game,
the
no.
reason why I wanted to play was because like
Oh,
when
you
they
had,
ended
like,
at
you
3,
had, like,
I was like, why am I?
motivation
Yeah,
again.
that was my main motivation was this game, and then when this came out and I saw it,
No, yeah, you saw
Yeah.
some things.
but yeah, I want to hear
All
your
right,
take.
just one, the animations. Can we talk about that for a second? Remember,
What's wrong with the animations?
remember all the gifs and memes and all the good stuff that came out especially that first month.
Weren't there things where, like, you're not supposed to be in an area, but you could literally just, like, if you pushed hard hard enough against the textures, you could just go into locked areas.
Never give up, Joe. Never
Yeah,
give
then
up.
like you get in there and you don't get in there the right way.
Fucking Barry Allen through the wall.
Just
Sounds cool.
just make
Yeah, you're
sure
right.
if you want to kind of continue playing the game, you make like 5 copies of your save, because once you get in there, you probably can't get it out, and then you probably lock yourself from progressing the story because you didn't activate the
Christ.
way, like the building the right way.
I love
Because
that.
that's game design
like all
101.
Bethesda games.
Hey, at least Bethesda games work.
No,
or
I'm
at least
kidding.
are fun.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, kidding.
And then so that's one, right? And then you actually play the game. Remember playing 2 and like it felt good to play as Commander Shepard.
Oh
and-
yeah, 2's my favorite one.
Yeah,
one
so
and 2 that I
2 is a
played.
lot of people's favorites. It's mine.
Actually, no, wait, no, 1 was my favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I like exploring those planets, man. 2, it was like you were just in the ship. You could explore some planets, but 2, you just did it
All
all
right,
from the ship.
well, you might like this game. Let me get to
Okay,
point 3
okay,
after
okay,
point 2.
Okay.
Point 2 though, the playing as Scott Ryder or the sister, I can't remember her name now for the life of me. It just felt stiff and clunky. Like the cover mechanic, there's no button to lock onto the cover, so they do it automatically. But because of all the problems this game has, like I didn't know what was cover and what I thought was cover wasn't. So like Scott wouldn't like pin down like I thought he would, and it just did not make for a great time actually playing that game. Point 3, a lot of it takes place inside of that car, that little like that thing
The
that
rover.
the rover to explore the planets. That part of 1 is not fun, and it's not any better in Andromeda. I think it's actually a lot more boring because at least with 1 there was some actual things to do. This is a barren wasteland with maybe a pocket of enemies here and a pocket of enemies there, and I don't know, it's just not fun. It's not fun being in that rover, and I hated that 50% of that game probably was in that rover. I couldn't wait to get fast travel unlocked in some of those planets, or to get to a spot that had a fast travel nearby.
Okay.
Because like traversing the world like was not fun. It was just boring. But then like the story itself was fine. It wasn't nearly as good as one, the arc of 1 or 2 or 3 or like those games as a whole.
Yeah.
It like watching Scott Ryder like step in to become a Pathfinder after his dad dies in the beginning part of that game. Like that was a cool arc to actually watch happen. And you can like, it was weird. Like as you were leveling your systems to make yourself stronger, like you at the same time, like the story was progressing with his confidence and all the I got this, that's
Yeah.
all that good stuff. But like I don't know, like you're so weak in the beginning of that game, and just like I said, actually playing that game is not fun. So like I don't know, like you like the story is not good enough to keep you kind of coming back.
Okay.
Now let's get to the home run of this, right? I play the game because I'm thinking there's no way the sequel can be that bad. There's absolutely no way they can make a sequel that bad. So let me get through this garbage. Let me have my save ready to go for when Andromeda 2 comes out. Thanks, EA. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors that Mass Effect's not going to be visited for a long time. So, with that news, I completed a 30-hour game for absolutely no reason at all.
Well, I'm glad. Well, your reason was to bring it to the table, so that's a good reason.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? But from what I remember, wasn't that the main issue with that game? Was the beta testers said the build they played wasn't really different than the final release?
That sounds right.
Was that true? I can't remember.
There
was-
was
it
a
was
lot of
basically, like,
development hell in that
There was a
game.
lot of
Yeah.
things where they were like, dudes, this game's not good. You need to fix this.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay. And they didn't change anything after like really bad play tests. And they're like, well, we got to get out the door, so it's out the door.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, and like they were like they were understaffed. It was a team that like it was their first major budget with a real like AAA game, and they didn't know how to spend it. And then like with the understaff, like to get some of the gameplay issues fixed, they had to move animators to like that side of the staff, and that's where the animation suffered at. That's why it was so bad. Like the whole game is a mess. And it will actually be brought up in the later category. But like
it does suck.
like
it sucks that it's not good.
it was in my please don't suck list from last year.
Yeah.
And
The fact that it is
It-
here
it
and you're talking about
does.
it in this category.
yeah, but now we're here, and I absolutely like. I don't even want to think about that game again.
So we got 3 left. Which one's the biggest?
I would say Andromeda for me.
My vote goes to Sonic, but I don't know.
You know what? Okay, Sonic I can see because they really did put a lot behind that, like to hype it up.
Yeah, and it was like, fuck, we're gonna do
There
it.
was that glimmer of hope, like this could be the revival of Sega.
And I think you got more hope when Mania was as
Yeah.
good as it was.
Right. Once that happened, it was like, okay, all right, no, things are going the right way. And then
I will be honest. Like I did have, like I said, I had that small part of the back of my brain like this could be it. This could be fucking Sonic soaps and everything.
what do you think, Soap Man? Are you staring at the list?
Yeah,
Mark looks like the most depressed out of all of us right now.
because I've been conflicted.
Yeah,
I have to understand that this is a free choose thing and not a me thing.
Why? What do you
that
think?
is hard to split.
Because
Why?
I really wanted to talk about Zelda, but I'm the minority.
You
I-
did actually. I do remember
Talk
you
about
saying
it.
that. Talk about it.
To the whole world, I'm the minority. That's
Nope,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Talk about
matter.
it.
Who cares?
you're not.
because honestly, that's my biggest disappointment. But out of these 3, it would probably be.
Well, all right, hold on.
No,
Can you-
yeah.
I just argued for Splatoon 2 because of a weird system
just
thing.
why-
Do
why
you
is it-
think? I think like Sonic and Mass Effect, I think are like top picks for the top 3 right now. But can you argue Zelda for Splatoon 2?
I don't think Zelda would win because it is a good game, but to
Well,
me it's
I
my biggest
mean,
disappointment. That's the
I don't think
conflicting
That's
Splatoon-
why
thing.
Metroid was on.
I don't
for me.
think Splatoon 2 is going to win this category, but do you think that Zelda is a bigger disappointment than Splatoon 2?
To me.
I mean, is there a
Or,
what's
like-
your argument against it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so a lot of things in Zelda I realized over time that it kind of has a theme of it feels like it promises a lot more than what it is, and then by the time you get to it, it's kind of short-ended and a little bit empty. I think it's more so, it's like one of those, like, it's about the journey, not the destination kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's like all these different places that, yeah, you can explore, but then by the time you get there, it's like, oh, it's just this. Like, I'm not, like, completely astounded by everything that I find. There are some cool things, but overall, I'm not, I don't know. It gets stale after a while.
I see what you mean.
And then, like, the world exploring is fine. The physics is fine. They sacrificed combat. I feel like it's more simplistic for having more variety of weapons. And I feel like that's stuff I said before, but to me, I thought it was going in the right direction by advancing the combat, and Twilight Princess did that. You had another Link teach you sword skills that he didn't pass down before.
That part was cool.
And and then so when you went through like trials of dungeons, like each level is harder than the last one, you were really put to your test to use those skills and not have to worry about like weapons breaking and when you throw it or whatever. And it's fine if weapons break, I don't care about that, but I feel like weapons should still be durable. Like you should still be able to hold it and maybe not do as much damage if it breaks. Like Majora's Mask, you had a forging option where swords would get dull after a couple hits. You have to go and forge it and it gets sharp again and you do more damage. And then all of that, it's weird because it's a game that's trying to please everybody, and it's never going to do that, obviously. Like, it tries to give you so much freedom to do anything and play it your way. But at the same time, it's trying to carry a narrative, and it's trying to make things that mattered before in the past matter now. But a lot of that got sacrificed just so you could just find shit. And, like, the Master Sword doesn't matter anymore. You can play that game without it. It does help. It's the one sword that really doesn't break, but it loses its power over time, and you have to let it recharge.
That's dumb. I didn't know that. I never played the game.
It's never done that before. Like at most, you're full health, and you
I
shoot.
didn't need it.
Yeah, like at most, you're full health, and it shoots a beam out. But you could do that with any sword.
I mean, the parts where it tied back into the story, though, where like why you have it and how it got where it was, like I think that part was cool.
That was explained in the trailer.
I know, but it did nullify kind of like.
And that's the thing. Like you knew the whole story going into it. There was nothing to be surprised about. Like you didn't like you kind of knew what Ganon was gonna be. You knew that you failed. You knew I think that would have been cool to find out that you failed, and about and then like the champions and everything. Not like, 100 years ago you guys tried, and now you're trying to like re-get your memories by taking pictures in areas from a fucking photo book that you could tell this was meant for the Wii U because it was delayed so much, and that's why that tablet you're holding is technically a Wii U tablet.
That's why Matt liked this game so much.
And like. That part just felt a little gimmicky to me that they were trying to make that important, but at the same time, it was cool to have all those abilities, like making the ice pillar and like the magnet stuff, and like I like all that. I like all the abilities. I just didn't like how it was used, and the Sheikah technology. I don't know. Just for some reason, that type of like sci-fi fantasy-esque touch in there just doesn't work for me in Zelda, and for some reason, the lack of variety of dungeons that the other games had are very thematic. They had puzzles that tied to that dungeon alone. A lot of these shrines felt like it was trying to make up for that, but aesthetically, it got boring over time, fighting the same couple of robots here and there. A couple of those shrines were just little mini games that you could probably play on a phone. Get a ball through a maze. Cool. It's just a lot, I don't know, just like, and then there's just like, how many of them are there? And then it's like, I don't know. And then
I don't know the number, but it's a lot.
It's like around 200, I think. But
a lot.
200 what shrines?
Yeah,
120.
120.
I think they added new ones for this latest.
There's 120 shrines?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But that's a lot of it's just that. I mean, some
That's
of
a
it's
lot of
combat, some of the puzzles are cool, but I don't know, just and the reward for it is just getting this little like orb, so you could like over time increase your health or
collect the orbs and cash
stamina.
in.
Well, but that's the same. I mean, that's no different than finding heart pieces.
I'd rather just get the actual heart. I don't know, like not a heart piece, but like every time you beat a boss in a Zelda game, you got a full heart, and then the fairies would increase your magic meter.
I can't remember what happens in this one.
Heart pieces are little treasure chests you would just find throughout the map.
Yeah.
But Twilight Princess had the hardest dungeons and the most variety of them.
See, but I think I think this was so refreshing for Zelda. Like Zelda needed. I didn't want another.
Zelda was always had dungeons.
I know, but
But these dungeons were Megazords.
Yeah.
And they were still look just like the shrines. It's just shitty brown and blue. Like, there's no variety. There's no cool spooky temple. There's no cool, like, fire volcano temple. There's no cool underwater thing where you fight some kind of hydra. There's no sky temple where you fight a dragon with claw shots and you beat the fuck out of him while it's going down to the ground. It's just, it's and the bosses are just different forms of Ganon. And they're not really Ganon. They're like Phantom Ganons.
Yeah, but at that part, I like, it's just a different thing for me. Like, I
think
didn't
it only
hate that.
seems so cool because everything's just spread out further.
Maybe. I didn't hate that part of it though. Like I thought that I don't know. I needed something different from Zelda. Like by the time Skyward Sword came around, I didn't touch it because
and that's why I say like it is a good game. It is a step in the right direction. I just think the things that I appreciated Zelda for got sacrificed for another part that people were just people just like NES Zelda. It's the best one out there. Fuck everything else. And it's like no, that's not fair. They're all good for different reasons. You should try to incorporate that more.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
strong.
exploring just took a front seat. And it's like that's not Zelda to me. Zelda to me isn't about that. Like the characters were important. And Zelda's just like, oh, I fucked up and I gotta try to do this again. And it's like, you don't matter in the end.
Yeah.
It's all about her.
Yeah.
When you fight Ganon, what comes down out of nowhere? The Deus Ex Machina, the light bow. And it's like bow and arrow fixes everything in every game now. It's just Master Sword again, doesn't matter. Sword of Evil's Bane, doesn't matter. Because they want you to give that freedom of choice. And it's like, I feel like you gotta pick one or the other. Make a linear Zelda game or just make a game without that much of a story where it's kind of more like a game where you have to go find the lore. Instead of just like, you know it right off the bat because of a trailer fucking spoiled it for you and then the final boss. I don't know.
I respect that, all of that.
It's good, but not for the reasons that I feel like it should be.
You want me to add it?
And because it took so
My man
long,
is
it got delayed for like 4 years. And it was
did.
meant to be on Wii U, and then they brought it to Switch. So basically, I feel like I'm playing a port. And then when you want to skip transitions, when you're going down to the shrine to hit a plus button to skip, it takes longer to skip than actually just let that go.
Does it?
Yes, it does. I timed it.
Huh. I've been skipping this entire time.
Me too.
Fuck the weather.
All right. So serious conversation. Add it to this list. How do you two feel?
I played
I
it for
kinda
the
went-
5 minutes.
I mean,
and
based
I'm
on
lost.
Mark.
And this was also in my Please Don't Suck. I wrote articles saying that this would probably be my favorite game. This would be my game of the year.
Yeah, I think it fell the furthest for you out of all of these.
That's why I'm
things.
saying like I don't feel like I'm the minority here. This
So
is like
I don't. Well, the reasons why you like Zelda are kind of like the reasons why I like Zelda. Although I didn't really like Twilight Princess too much, but the way you're talking about it, how you're not really rewarded that much for exploring. It sounded like
you are, but I feel like the ends don't justify the means.
yeah. Because
Yeah, but I felt like it was more about me wandering and filling out that map and like that. I didn't care about what I was getting in the end. I cared that I was going there, like just seeing the world and wandering and getting lost and like seeing a point and being like, I'm going there, and then along the way there, you're like, oh shit, there's that thing. Oh, there's that thing. And
But
just
like,
kinda-
and again, the narrative to me conflicts with that. Zelda is holding this place down in the center, so the rest of the world doesn't get fucked. So you gotta like hurry up and
Yeah.
help her out.
no, I know there was.
Yeah, I had to go help her.
But it's like,
real
oh no,
fast.
I mean, and every game has that flaw. They all do that. That's
Yeah.
the thing that's always been a problem with me. But it just
All right, so I added it to the list. So that means our list is Mass Effect Andromeda, Splatoon 2, Sonic Forces, and The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. What do we got to cut one.
I just wanted to say my piece. You don't have to.
Because I don't find it disappointing, but I
Like, it has a good physics, it has good art. The combat, even though it's limited, it does work. The way you can infiltrate stuff kind of reminds me of Phantom Pain in a way. The cooking is really fun. I love that. I love snowboarding on a shield.
yes. So I think objectively, like you look at Mass Effect and like
I felt very unfair because I'm not saying all the good.
no,
parts about Zelda.
but
I was just-
but that's we're talking about biggest disappointment. I think like Mass Effect objectively, like fuck you, right?
I can agree with that.
I think Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2 was it really bad? Like
the
wasn't
game's
a
not
bad
bad.
game. I think the disappointing
like,
part was the
yeah.
it's a multiplayer focused game that the multiplayer
that I can't
like
play with my friends.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Sonic Forces just like that one stings a lot.
Yeah, but after being burned for so long, it's like we should be
Kind
used
of,
to
we
it.
were already burnt.
But I thought we were there. I don't know.
I know what you mean, though.
Well,
You
we-
guys got
It
one
was-
good Sonic game. Be happy.
Well, what do we cut?
I feel like we can cut Zelda because it is the most playable and enjoyable out of all of these.
What wins?
My vote is Mass Effect.
I'm gonna go.
Mark, what do you vote?
Biggest disappointment?
Yeah, out of these three, based on the arguments we've heard.
Definitely not Splatoon.
No.
No,
I agree that it needs to stay on this list, but I say Mass Effect because
I'm going with Mass Effect. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Mass
We
Effect.
can go with Mass Effect.
All right. Biggest disappointment: Mass Effect Andromeda
not even gonna get a sequel to use my save.
with runners up,
bitch.
Splatoon 2 and Sonic Forces.
Thanks
Yeah, because I even remember like
No, that's what it's here for.
when it was first announced at that one E3, and they only showed like end animation, and
I
people
know.
were like
Actually,
shitting their pants.
Before that, it was just like, or maybe it's the same clip where it's just people like in a studio.
Yeah.
Just, like,
And they were-
off-
yeah,
off
yeah,
shot
yeah,
of a
yeah,
computer.
yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that classic EA press conference with all their things were that.
I think that was
Hey,
the
we're
same
people
year.
too.
Battlefront was.
Fuck out of
No,
here.
I think that was the same year Zelda even got teased. for Wii U.
maybe.
Yeah,
What'd
it
you say,
was.
Ben?
It was.
Because it was the whole EA thing, like where people do. I compare EA to Comcast right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Oh,
made that
yeah.
comparison.
Because like
Because Comcast is about to fuck
I
us all
love
now
the
too.
developers. I love the developers of EA. I'm sure there's some fucking dope ass dudes, but EA as a whole can.
Yeah.
That CEO is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So, please don't suck. This is for the thing we expect to come out next year that is really potentially going to change some things. It's going to reset the status quo. It's going to do something important for the platform it's meant to live on. And we really hope that they don't suck. So,
Positive vibes, people.
Never end this on a good note.
so hopefully these things do not suck. Your nominees are Shenmue 3, E3 2018, Anthem, Crackdown 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, Sea of Thieves, Spider-Man. What is that? Is that the full title?
I don't think they had a name.
I don't know yet.
Sucker Punch is Spider-Man.
I'm staying away
Yeah.
from it
Yeah.
because I don't.
Spider-Man
I'm ready to play it.
I always get this mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but yeah. And Soul Calibur 6. I would like to cut Red Dead Redemption 2.
Do we think Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out next year?
Yes, but I don't think it has any potential of sucking.
I don't know.
I actually agree with you.
I feel like that studio always makes good games.
Their name is Rockstar for a reason.
They do not make a bad game. I think what's gonna suck about that game is the fact that the single player stuff that we all love is gonna be great, right? But it's gonna be
not
one
gonna be
and
as
done,
focused.
and then you're gonna be GTA Online cowboys.
And I'm okay with that. I think the part I'm worried about is the single player because it's going to be a character that I'm not really fond of, and maybe I might grow to like him. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm scared for that single player, but I think like with this,
I don't like that it's a prequel.
Yeah, I
I don't
either.
like it's a number
Yeah.
2 in a series, and it's that I always fucking hate that.
Yeah,
Supposed to be
but
Red
that-
Dead
yeah.
Redemption 0.
But I don't think that game's gonna suck. I think, and I don't think that like
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
And like actually, the online when my friends and I would play on 360, that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, everybody said the
Like,
online
actually-
was awesome.
Because like making a comparison to GTA, I feel is in a way a little bit unfair.
I'm not. No, I know that, but I just mean like knowing what that studio is capable of, or that.
What?
Yeah.
Like, and then I think the other question you have to answer this category is what are the consequences if this game doesn't pan out? I think it's
Nothing.
just like a strike one for Rockstar, right?
Right. I think if you look at the other things in this category, like if Crackdown fails, what the fuck is coming to Xbox? If Anthem fails, come on, dudes. If Sea of Thieves fails, is Rare going to go make avatars again? If Spider-Man fails, well, we haven't had a good Marvel game. We really need a good one.
And what happens to Insomniac?
Right. Like, then, like, there's a lot of things where,
Yeah.
like, those things hitch on a lot more than I think Red Dead does.
That's fair.
Can I cut it?
I would cut it.
I'll cut it.
All right. E3 2017 was fucking weird. It had some cool surprises. I really don't want E3 2018 to suck. But I don't know that it needs to stay on this list.
I feel like that's
compared
going
to some of
be
these
on
other
here.
things.
if we keep this list every year, E3 will always be on that list.
That's
All right.
true.
Gone.
All right.
Spider-Man, I also don't think.
Who added this?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I think I did just because it's a game
Okay.
that looks
I thought
cool.
Matt did.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
looking forward to this game, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. I don't think there's gonna be.
I don't think there's anything bad that could come. I just like I don't know.
The only bad thing I can see is if this doesn't hit, like what happens to Insomniac.
I feel like it's gonna
nothing. They just keep making
Yeah,
games.
I feel like it's gonna be like, if not great, then like mediocre. I don't think it's gonna be bad.
Either way, I think it's gonna propel Marvel games forward. I don't think this game's gonna suck.
Looks better than the movie.
Soul Calibur 6. Do we think that's gonna suck? Does it have any?
I read something saying, now this was me, just
It's the one button thing.
I was yeah. Is that
I,
what
I,
is that?
I think that's for your special moves, kind of like Tekken 7.
Okay, because the way
where,
I read
like,
it
you
was
have to activate it with like a shoulder button.
so it's just a special.
I believe that's what they were talking
Okay.
about.
Then
But yeah, but they were saying like the combat is all done with one button, and
that's what the headline
Oh.
said,
But-
and I was
but-
like,
oh.
what is going on
but
here?
if it were to be, I could see that working depending on how the way your joystick is angled.
Well, and I also think like if you think about accessibility is a big thing, and I think if it's something like that where they're making it an option where someone is able to play a game like this without full dexterity of the hands like we're used to,
Even though like Injustice, like that's a button
Yeah.
thing, you know.
that I can see, but I don't know. Does Soul Calibur 5 like not impress or like is
I lost steam after 2, and then I've just been craving it ever since.
Like-
and then Aku said that like
I lost it after
know.
3. 4 was like that was a Star Wars one, right? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of.
wait 4? Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
a fan of that incorporation because I was like, oh great, here goes all chances of any other kind of characters coming in. Just all Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Well, no, not just one, but 3.
Right. I think so. Should we leave that on the list for?
that's more of a personal thing.
Because
I'd say.
this is not most anticipated, right? That's the big
not.
thing. Like it's the thing that like these developers, these publishers are putting all bets on these things, and like a lot carries on this. And if it fails,
This
Whoa.
isn't
Or there's a hook in this game that could revolutionize the industry a little
Yeah.
bit.
correct.
this isn't even Harada either. He's passing it on.
I'm cutting it.
All right.
Anthem, EA's fucked. BioWare is
So Mass Effect's A team is doing this.
Yeah, this is BioWare's A team. However, I mean,
this is potentially Destiny done through BioWare's lens, which
It just looks like an Iron Man game to me.
could be cool.
If you could punch shit.
Yeah.
I'll be
But-
honest, I had no clue what the fuck it was until I saw it on this list, so I had to look it up.
It-
I
yeah.
don't know if I saw it and I just forgot about it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think they're like for that team, and for EA, that publisher, like they need another big.
But that could be a good campaign.
Could be.
Could be a good campaign experience.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like that team at BioWare can deliver on a story. Like we've seen it
Oh, yeah.
time and time again. I mean,
This is not a game I would play by myself.
we are more indulged than the average gamer when it
Yeah.
comes to this stuff. So we know there's 2 BioWare teams, but it's usually not advertised like that. It's
No,
usually
no, no.
just BioWare.
From the
so
people who brought you Mass
Yeah.
Effect.
like people that have seen Andromeda and just see BioWare and like, oh shit,
got that
like,
stink.
oh god.
yeah.
And then like remember the last thing this A team did was Mass Effect 3. Great game until the last 15
And then,
minutes.
yeah, that also didn't
And
bode
that-
well with people.
You know, that still stings a little bit.
Mhm.
So
Plus, this is a new IP.
yeah, I think we're gonna be fine.
I think that's important here.
But it's just that this is a very Destiny-like game, and we have seen some shady things start to crop up from Activision. We've seen what EA has done to Battlefront 2.
Yeah, this might be-
like what is
Who has the furthest to fall? Like, or that's you know what I mean. Like, so if we look at these other things, I think that Sea of Thieves is Rare's first real game in like a fucking decade, and they need something good. I think Crackdown 3 has gone through a series of delays that kind of changed with the Xbox One X. Could have been at launch and should have been at launch. I think also that game is there's a lot that rides on that game, and then obviously Shenmue 3 had a huge.
We can remove that from the list.
But if that what if that sucks? Like that sucks.
See, like
That's the whole point of this category is like, dude, please
it's
just don't suck.
I don't want it to suck. It will suck because like I know it's gonna suck. That's the thing. Like that's a lot of Shenmue fans, including myself. We know it's not gonna be Shenmue 1, Shenmue 2, whatever.
Because I feel like if it was, it wouldn't need the support that it
Yeah,
needs.
it wouldn't need the Kickstarter. It wouldn't need Sony saying, "Hey, this is part of our presentation, but we're not."
But
you know,
again, there's
it's
always
their
a chance.
Kickstarter, so if it fucks up, it's not our fault.
I mean,
Uh.
because like between the Dreamcast to now, I feel like there could be a lot of new things that game could utilize
Mhm.
and maybe make things a little more streamlined and
Yeah, but so far they're like,
Look, I don't want it. Look,
here's
we don't
art
want
from
it to.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't want it to suck, but at this rate,
You
we
feel like
just
it's-
need that. The most we need is just some kind of closure. Because 2, it ended, and then it was just like, so when's 3 coming out? Even when 1 ends, it's like, this is just like the first couple of chapters of
Right.
some long saga.
At
You know
least
what I
you're
mean?
getting a 3
So
Mega Man.
But all right,
that's what I like. It's more of a personal note for me because I don't
Yeah.
want it to suck, but it's not coming out next year. I know that for a fact. And then, and if it does suck,
It'll be Shenmue HD instead.
yeah,
if it does suck, then like no harm, no foul.
Exactly. If it does suck, the only people that are gonna get hurt are the Shenmue fans, because already
And you've
the
already
9
been hurt.
and we've
so-
already been hurt. We're down. We're
Yeah.
already down there, man. We
And the
know
people
what
that
it's like.
kickstarted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put $80 into it. I know. I'm an
Oh
asshat.
Yeah. So we got Anthem, Crackdown 3, and Sea of Thieves on this list.
I would.
Is it weird that I don't see like I get Crackdown's important, but like I don't see it being like up there with like Gears or Halo or
It's not. I
The other
don't think it's more
exclusives.
about like the quality of that game there. I think it's about like, all right, let's look at the landscape for the Xbox first party,
That's the big
That's
thing.
what I was saying.
and like if that doesn't hit,
I mean, I guess
What-
the same would go for Sea of Thieves then, right?
Kinda and kinda not, because
I think Rare is more on the line with Sea of Thieves because
But it's also
What's-
Microsoft. They own that.
yeah.
It's true.
That's another
yeah,
exclusive.
but this is like
But I think Crackdown 3,
Yeah.
like if it doesn't deliver, that just
Crackdown
adds
3
onto the
was
stigma of
right, of
like
the Xbox
I don't know
another.
many people. Like I don't know many people who have been super like hooked on like Crackdown. Like
No,
anybody I
but
talk
that's
to,
the
like,
thing, but
Crackdown, all-time favorite game.
Xbox
No, but-
was pushing that game hard.
right when the Xbox One first came
That's-
out. Like Crackdown 3 was the thing. They were like
And the reason why most people got it because it had the Halo 3 beta.
right, but that like hooked everybody. We forgot about Crackdown. They made a second one. It wasn't that great, and then we forgot about that series. Xbox One comes out, and they're like, "Hey, look at all this cool shit we can do now. Here's Crackdown, built on cloud computing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Particle effects."
I just
And then it disappeared.
I just feel like
And-
worst case they just make another game, like just do a new IP or something. Like
It's just I
they
don't know.
have
it's
they
just-
have plenty to work with.
But like looking through their like, if you look at PlayStation's messaging of like, "Hi, we have all of these games exclusive just to us," and not even stuff that they're developing as a first party, as Sony Worldwide
Second
Studios.
party stuff too.
The stuff that's like like
Bloodborne.
not even Bloodborne, like not even stuff where they own the IP. Nier
Oh,
and
okay.
Neo, these things that are on PS4 and only on PS4 because the developers are. We've had this like big wave of Japanese development come back, and these developers are like, "Why would we go to Xbox?" No, right?
So Crackdown just needs to be just a successful another exclusive,
I just think they need that right now,
regardless of
and
like
they're
the caliber of it.
right.
Yeah, I mean they're on the upswing here. Like they got some decent momentum with the One X, and like I don't know, like
But even still, like the thing that they can say about the One X is that like backwards compatibility looks nice in 4K. Outside of that, like they don't have a ton. You know
but that's
I
what
mean?
I'm saying. Like if you can get some good positive vibes
That's-
of the
and
actual
that's-
first party thing here
Yeah.
with Crackdown 3.
I think Crackdown 3 needs to hit for them because PlayerUnknown's Battleground was their big like, here you go this fall.
Yeah, now
a
it's
beta,
if you buy an Xbox One X, it's going to be included
Right.
with it.
but
So it's
that
like their other push.
but that's that
And
can't
that
be
game,
your
and
push.
that game's
Like,
not
that's-
looking great right now. You know, what I mean, people are
No
playing for the
way.
first
I
time
just
and they're
don't
like,
see it
"Who?
being
What the
that-
hell?"
relevant. I
All
mean,
right.
because yeah, that's important for Xbox's sake, but for our sake, I don't give a shit.
no,
For-
but
yeah, personal wise for me, I would have to say
Yeah, I mean,
Sea
I'm
of
in the
Thieves
same
is
boat.
more
Like,
important.
yeah, like Crackdown 3 is not something that interests me. Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
is really even
I mean, I
something
played
that
Crackdown
interests me.
too. I liked it.
but I want
Um,
Rare to make games again.
That's what I'm saying. I need
So-
Rare to
think-
make of another fucking like dope ass game.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Rare has more at stake than
So Sea of Thieves
Microsoft.
over Anthem.
The thing is, like, I don't know.
See,
Anthem is a game that's like right up my alley, and I'm like really looking forward to playing that. So if that doesn't
the fact
turn
that
out, I'm gonna have another Mass Effect on my hands.
what year did Mass Effect
Literally
3
on
come
your
out?
hands.
Mass Effect 3,
Yeah.
2012.
So it's been about 5-6 years.
Well, they had a game that they canceled. It was supposed to be like a 1v4 kind of like an evolved thing, but it was more like a horror vibe. But yeah, that was canceled. That was said to be canceled a couple years ago. So this
game's even less development than those.
Yeah, it's not
years.
like this game has been baking for 5 years now. It's like they had something and then they canceled it.
Okay.
But now isn't Casey Hudson back with this game too?
Yeah, he
so,
is,
like
came
that's like
Yeah.
I don't.
If there were out of these three, I'm more involved with Anthem and Sea of Thieves. Crackdown 3, I'm kind of like with Mark. I'm like, I don't even. Honestly, there was a Crackdown 2. I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
I see myself playing Sea of Thieves over Anthem, but then again, I don't have an Xbox.
I think Sea of
But-
Thieves is coming to PC as well.
Yeah, I mean, my brother has an Xbox, so.
What's
I
Anthem?
but-
Is Anthem all?
Yeah, I
it's
think it's
okay.
everything. Yeah.
But in the end, these are games I'm just like, eh.
I'm on all of them, but I think the potential for them, I think that's the.
Yeah.
See, but
Yeah.
I also don't give two shits about what Sea of Thieves is about, like pirates and stuff.
No, I don't care about any of these
Yeah.
games. I'm looking at it from like a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look at it from
As
the global perspective.
global perspective. For me, yeah, it would be. I know I'm not even gonna buy it, but Sea of Thieves, just because I want Rare to
say
make a
Sea of
comeback.
Thieves. Right, Rare hasn't done shit in forever.
I get your argument. I personally want to play Anthem, as well as all the other
And
stuff
I
with
think,
EA.
and honestly,
so,
Anthem's the only one where I'm kind
Yeah,
of
the Anthem's the
inclined.
only game I want to play out of this list.
All right,
Like looking into it.
I'm gonna go Anthem. What do you say,
yeah, for
Sure.
yeah.
Mark?
I'm fine with that.
Boom, boom.
Sure.
See, I see like with Sea of Thieves winning, I didn't care either. It was just like I have a personal stake in Anthem. Which,
Yeah.
Please don't suck, Anthem. Which
Is that the
brings
final
us.
name for it?
Yeah.
Anthem. Okay.
Which brings us to the end of day one. We're gonna recap the categories real quick. I'll play it next year. That game we did not get to this year, but damn it, we're ready to play next year. Ruiner, with runners-up Resident Evil 7 and Neo. Best mobile game, Hidden My Game by Mom 2,
God damn it.
with runners-up Stranger Things and HQ Trivia. Best style, Cuphead, with runners-up Splatoon 2 and Sonic Mania. Biggest disappointment, Mass Effect Andromeda, runners-up Splatoon 2 and Sonic Forces.
2 Sonic games in a row.
Yeah. Sorry.
And Please Don't Suck, Anthem, runners-up Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves. That's it for day one. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early with our day 2 recording, where we go through our favorite in-game moment, best multiplayer, best fighting game, best character, and best sound design. That's going to do it. Be sure to check out later today. We're going to have some video content hitting the site. We got video content all week long. Yeah, that's it. Also, if you're listening today, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, listener, for listening. Congratulations to all of our winners for day one. We'll see you tomorrow.